Hello and welcome in to the 10-Pin Alley pregame show as we get set for the Madtown Bowl. Hi, I'm Rich Reynolds along with Mark Martinez. And Mark, tonight, Madison La Follette 3-0, Madison Memorial 0-3. These teams usually play close games, but it also seems like it's two teams going in opposite directions.
It really is, and Madison La Follette is tied with Sun Prairie and Verona at 3-0, as you mentioned. Unfortunately, Madison Memorial is going through some turbulence right now at 0-3, but what a better way for the Spartans to get off the schneid, so to speak, and get a victory tonight in this Madison Bowl.
A much-needed victory for them in the Big 8 Conference, and if they want any shot at all of looking at the playoffs. For La Follette, okay, 3-0. They're, like you said, tied for first. One of the teams are tied with Sun Prairie. They beat them last year in the playoffs, so this is a team that's kind of on the rise here in the Big 8 Conference, aren't they?
It certainly is. They've been one of the more consistent Madison teams, and they lost to Sun Prairie in the regular season last year, beat them in the playoffs, really a statement game there, and then played a Lake Geneva team really tough in the second round of the playoffs before they finally going down to them. So the Follette team is on the rise, and they're looking to make some more noise tonight.
Madison Memorial going the other way after a big season 2 seasons ago. Now kind of a shakeup at quarterback as well. You've been there, you've coached. When you change quarterbacks and you're going through personnel like that, how hard is it on a team?
Well, it's difficult because your quarterback is your leader, and you want a singular leader, somebody championing the team and rooting them all in the right direction. It looks like there was a little bit of an injury with Tolman, who was a senior starter at the beginning of the year. Looks like he might only be playing defense tonight, and they got Sanity in at quarterback tonight. We'll see if he can start getting this offense going. It was a high-flying offense a couple of years ago, and let's see if the Spartans can get that attack going under Adam Smith.
We saw him 2 weeks ago. He's got a strong arm. We'll see what he can do with it here tonight. Okay, we'll get some more clarification on this big game, the Madtown Bowl, coming up as we'll talk to the coaches and much more. Stick around. This is the 10-Pin Alley pregame show on 57 Sports. Back on the 10-Pin Alley pregame show, we get a chance now to talk with the head coach of the La Follette Lancers. That's Scott Swanson. And, Coach, you guys are off to a 3-0 start, flying high. What do you attribute to this fast start for you guys?
The hard work that the guys put in over the summer has really paid off, and our guys are buying into what we're trying to teach over there.
Coach, offensively, you guys are really balanced, 384 yards rushing, 383 passing. What do you contribute to your offensive production?
We got 3 returning starters on the offensive line. Those 5 guys now have played essentially every snap of the year, and they kind of keep us going.
Taking a look, you guys are 3-0. You're playing a team that's 0-3. Sometimes young kids, when they're playing, can have a tendency to look past certain games. How do you keep them focused this week?
Well, we dealt with that last week and almost letting Beloit get one on us. But it was the same situation last year. We were 3-0, Memorial was 0-3, and they beat us. So I think our guys are ready for tonight.
Talk a little bit about the defense. Those guys don't oftentimes get a lot of publicity, but tell me about some of the leaders you have on that side of the ball.
Sure, we got 2 great linebackers in Gavin Parr and Peter Conley. They're kind of controlling against the run, and then Anthony West is a 3-year starter as a safety, and he's been doing a great job for us.
In the Big 8 Conference, they're consistently good. We're expecting a good game tonight. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You bet, yeah. And we'll be back with Coach Smith. That's coming up next here on the 10-Pin Alley pregame show at the Madtown Bowl in 57 Sports. A familiar face joining us now here in the 10-Pin Alley pregame show as we talk with the head coach of the Memorial Spartans, Adam Smith. And, Coach, before the games, I always talk about it with other people. I'm like, I wish I was talking to him when he's 3-0 instead of 0-3. I would love to be able to talk about that kind of a performance that you guys are having with you. Instead, the reality is you're 0-3. As far as getting that first win of the season, how do you start turning this around?
Well, it's doing the little things and getting consistent and actually just believing. And I said it, been saying it every week with our guys, and we're really close, believe it or not. I know we got our butts kicked last week by Verona, but there's been some times in games where we've done some really good things when we're all playing together and we're all coaching the right way. And we just have to become more consistent in that and just have less mental errors. both as a coaching staff and as players. So it's just about believing in that process and and getting that consistency. And we tried to do some things and make some adjustments in practice, so that is easier for our players to do.
Good to hear. Yeah, we saw some of those errors against Madison West when we were here a couple weeks ago.
Coach, you got a high-flying offense, but you've only been averaging about a touchdown this year. What can you do to inject some life into your offense this week?
Well, like I said, things have been very, very close. We've been, hitting one crease instead of here, and one block, and one read here. And again, it's just about getting some consistency and sustaining drives, especially a first drive coming off when defense is coming off, and getting first downs and just building on that confidence and having it snowball. So we haven't been very consistent offensively. Again, we've tried to do some things in practice where we're taking a lot less, lessen the load for our kids, so they're mentally feel that they can just play. So we haven't thought we've started off with a lot of stuff. But apparently it's been more than I think than they might be able to handle. So we've talked to the kids about that, lightened it up a little bit, and gotten really good at what we feel that we're best at.
Coach, hopefully that consistency starts tonight. We thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you. Good luck. And we'll be back with the Blow and Smoke Barbecue Tailgating Show. That is up next. And right after that, we got the coin flip to kick off right here from Mansfield Stadium. It is the Mad Town Bowl on 57 Sports.
We're here with Robert Bishop and the Blow and Smoke Barbecue Tailgating Showcase. How are you, Robert?
Doing good, Justin. How are you?
Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm great. So we're making buffalo chicken cheese balls.
Yes, sir.
All right. So how do we do that?
Okay, we take a blend of mozzarella, cheddar, cream cheese,
Okay.
chicken that's been tossed in buffalo sauce that we make in-house here.
Sure.
And we take those, roll them into nice little balls.
Okay.
These are appetizer.
Okay. And what is it that you're rolling it in?
That's a little flour.
Just flour. Okay.
Then this is a seasoned batter, beer
Okay.
batter.
Beer batter.
Beer batter, yep.
Nice.
Sounds a little weird, but beer and cheese in Wisconsin,
Well,
right?
that's who would have thought, right?
Yeah. Roll them in a little panko breadcrumb,
All right.
and you got your cheese ball.
Wow, that's pretty easy.
Yep.
So then what do? You just deep fry them
Deep
for a
fry
while?
these. It takes about a minute. Deep fry them,
Okay.
and then they come out
I'm gonna try.
golden.
Look at that. I'm gonna try a little piece here. This is the buffalo chicken cheese ball. It's still warm too.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
Wow. Buffalo chicken cheese ball. What a great, I guess, finger food that you can have at, if you're doing any tailgating or if you're just watching the game at home. Great thing that you can do, or you can get them here from Blow and Smoke Barbecue.
Yep.
Is it possible to do it without deep frying them, or do they have to be deep fried? Could you just pan fry them or something?
You could probably pan fry them, yep.
Okay.
I bought an air fryer recently, and that
Okay.
thing's pretty amazing too. They might work good in there. I've never
Alright.
tried it, but it's possible.
How long do you have to put them in there for?
About a minute.
All right.
Yep.
That's very good.
Just get them kind of golden, heat up the cheese a little bit.
So if you have any catering needs, or any parties that you're hosting coming up, give this guy a call at Blow and Smoke Barbecue. It's in Wanakee. They smoke all their own meats. Robert Bishop, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be back after this break with more high school football. Stick around.
This is your Monona Bank coin toss. We're here at the Mad Town Bowl. They're about to toss the coin here, and we're going to see what happens.
Just a reminder, did both coaches about the defenseless or attention drawn somewhere else on your opponent. Make sure you start with your hands before you hit with anything else, okay, guys? Any questions for us? No? White, you're going to have the call. I have a coin with the tail and a head. There's a head and a tail. I'm going to ask you what you'd like to call. I'm going to toss it. If I drop it, I will pick it up and throw it again, okay? What would you like to call?
I like tails, please.
Tails is called. It is a tail. That means, White, you have the choice. You can defer, receive, kick, or defend the goal.
We want the ball.
You want the ball, and which goal would you like to defend?
Defend that goal.
You're going to kick that way. Okay, White here with me, Green over here. That's first the game, gentlemen. White taking the ball on the scoreboard end. Green will kick and have the choice at half. Good luck both ways, gentlemen.
And there you have it. Green will kick. White will defend over there on the scoreboard end. That was your Monona Bank coin toss. And this is the Madtown Bowl. Join us for more after the break for your Quicket Wireless Madtown Bowl National Anthem.
Everybody here at Mansfield Stadium is pumped up for tonight's Madtown Bowl. It is Memorial hosting Madison La Follette. Rich Reynolds along with former Badger quarterback Mark Martinez. We're taking a look at two teams tonight that seem to be headed in opposite directions. La Follette at 3-0, Memorial at 0-3, but that was the exact same scenario last year, and last year Memorial got off the schneid and got their first win against La Follette.
Boy, they'd like a repeat of that tonight, Rich. I'm telling you, Adam Smith has kind of pared down the offense a little bit to see if that Spartan offense can get going. And we'll see. If they could knock off crosstown rival 0-3 versus 3-0, they might have a chance back at the playoffs.
Definitely seemed like an optimistic Coach Smith during the pregame show. We'll see if that optimism is well placed and well served here this evening. All right, they're on their feet for the Quicker Wireless National Anthem. Why don't we turn to that right now? The crowd still filing in here to Mansfield Stadium. They're expecting a good one tonight. We are as well. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff is next in the Madtown Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress, right here on 57 Sports. Thank you for joining us for the Madtown Bowl. I used to host a radio show called Mad City Middays. Mark, you used to quarterback a team called the Madison Mad Dogs. It's a mad world here tonight as we get set for kickoff between Memorial and La Follette.
That's a lot of alliteration.
I might have reached for that one here. Tell you what I'm not mad at, the weather. Picture perfect night for football here as Memorial getting set for the kickoff. Look at these pictures, all in stunning HD on 57 Sports. A beautiful sight tonight for the Madtown Bowl, and here we go. Underway from Mansfield Stadium, second time that we have been here so far this season, and the opening kickoff going to be brought back to about the 23-yard line, and that's where La Follette will get to work offensively.
Tale of two teams, Rich. We talked about a little bit of the opening. 3-0 La Follette against 0-3 Memorial, but again, inner city rival. Throw the records out, and I'm sure the Spartans are fired up to protect their home field tonight.
Absolutely, as they are looking to get off the schneid, but they're going to have to do it against an undefeated La Follette team that has some big play capabilities, and it starts right there with number 6, quarterback Ray Broughton, who has been spectacular so far this season. 6 touchdown passes, no interceptions. He can run the ball as well. So we'll get a heavy dose of Broughton here tonight. As before the first snap, we got a bit of a snafu with the chain gang. They'll go ahead and sort that out. Gives me a quick sec to let you know that this game presented as always by A-1 Furniture and Mattress. Paul Canarella, all the good people over at A-1 Furniture, we thank them again. A-1 Furniture and Mattress, your premier mattress and furniture store. All right. Set for a first play from scrimmage. Broughton calling out the signals. He's going to take it himself. That option game, strong with La Follette, and a strong start with about 8 yards up the middle.
Inside zone read by Ray Broughton there. Again, you mentioned he can run the ball and throw the ball, and he's going to get a heavy dose of running alongside their tailback, Kavion James Ragland as well.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Now, with the OUGH kind of name, you can go in lots of different directions. We were trying to figure out what it was. We asked the head coach of Madison La Follette. He's like, I don't know, just call him Ray Ray. So
Can do.
I like that you've done it already. It's already been inserted as on second down. The give's going to be up the middle, and second effort is good enough for a first down for La Follette, as the give that time was to Kavion James Ragland.
Well, the heart of that interior Spartan defense is senior defensive tackle Joseph Watson. He's 6'4", 325 pounds, and as you can tell, they're trying not to run at him, but he's a hard guy to miss.
It was a Festival Foods first down as well. Festival Foods, it's the little things. Visit your nearest Festival Foods today. First down of the night, and spread formation for La Follette. We will see quite a bit of this from the Lancers all night long. Play action, or a pump fake actually. Deep throw by Broughton, overshoots everybody except for Arindis Vassar, who looked like a receiver on that play. A receiver, unfortunately, with butterfingers.
Well, something that Coach Smith talked about in the pregame a little bit, that they've just been slightly off on both offense and defense. And as you can see there, great defensive play, in a position to make a game-turning, momentum-turning play, and he just drops it. Spartan's got to capitalize on things like that.
He had a lot of room to run after that. We know Vassar is an exciting player who can run. Just took his eye off it for 1 second, as you saw on the Pacific Union Financial replay. Give's going to be to James Ragland. He's got a big hole. Left side's going to take it across midfield for another Festival Foods first down on a pickup on the play of about 16 yards.
And then you come back, you could have had the ball, and instead you give up a big running play there. Just a simple outside stretch play by Ragland. He takes the ball, gets to the corner, gets nice blocking by his big uglies up front, and is able to move for a first down. Again, Spartans, if they're going to come off the schneid, as you mentioned, Rich, they're going to have to make those types of plays that they missed on and not allow big gashing plays like we just saw.
Absolutely. Like you said, they are game changers. By the way, that last run by James Ragland, just to let you know, he is the leading rusher on this Lancers team, averaging about 6 yards per pop. But speaking of rushing right now, it's the happy feet of Ray Broughton, who takes it ahead for about 4 yards on first down.
So that's coming off one of those inside trap zone read plays where they could potentially give it to the tailback, but if Broughton sees something he likes, he can pull it down and run, and he saw something there and was able to get 4 yards.
Good push straight up the middle as well, as it looked like big number 75, Nathan Foster. He got a pancake in there, and nice job by the Lancer offensive line. Early going here, first drive of the game, as James Ragland ahead for a couple more is going to bring up third down.
And again, that time, Broughton just decided to give it to his tailback, who's able to plow ahead for a couple of yards. Spartan defense did a good job corralling him and not letting him get towards that first down.
A little bit later on, we're going to be picking our offensive and defensive MVPs. Your offensive MVP brought to you by Brunzell Lumber in Madison. Defensive MVP, Little Strokes Swim Academy in Wanakee. So good stuff. Make sure you stick around at the end of the game for that. Always a good time. Brought now out of shotgun. Third down, we'll call it 4. And Kavion James Ragland with the carry once again and breaks the tackle. And now he's got a lot of open room. Around the right sideline, gets a block from his quarterback inside the 20 and goes out of bounds at about the 13-yard line on an exciting run by Kavion James Ragland.
Once again, the Spartan defense actually did a good job at the initial point of attack. They got penetration into the backfield. Sam Jessup had the jersey of Ragland that time. Couldn't bring him down. His friends weren't there to help. And the next thing you know, instead of being a 5-yard loss, it's a 25, 30-yard gain. One of those things that Coach Smith talked about, things are just slipping out of their reach. They're there to make the play, and they can't quite finish it.
Missed opportunities, 56 yards total for Ragland after a gain of 35 on 3rd down and 4. Fresh set of downs now for Broughton. Rolling left, looking to throw. No, maybe run. No, he'll toss. And he's got a man out in the flats, spinning around and near the goal line, but just shy out there is Jake Gilchrist Keenitz.
Offensive coordinators around the country would love the balance that the La Follette Lancers offense has. 384 yards rushing, 383 yards passing coming into this contest, and they can run and throw equally well. And you can see there that after they get their running game going, they go to the pass and almost score a touchdown off of it.
Broughton sure is an exciting player, a lot of mobility, 4 first downs on the drive, and he's done it with his arm and with his legs. And again, a couple of missed opportunities by the Spartans. 1st and goal to go, right up the middle. Kavion James Ragland dives into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game, and it's an AU move me touchdown on a very impressive opening drive from the La Follette Lancers.
Nothing fancy about that. You're at the 2-yard line. Just follow your big heavies up front. Just a typical lead play. They do it a little bit out of the pistol. Back in the day, it could have been just out of an I formation. He just followed good blocking he had up front, fell into the end zone.
I kind of miss those I formations. I loved it. The big fullback going through there, barreling ahead, blasting people, making a hole. You had to love it. 2-point conversion here for La Follette early on. After the impressive touchdown drive of 77 yards, Broughton rolling right, does have pressure, still looking for someone to throw it to. He does, and he connects in the end zone. The conversion is good as he hits Anthony West for the 2-point conversion, and Madison La Follette out to an 8-0 lead here after their first drive. And let's head on down to the sidelines for our very first sideline report.
We're taking a break from the game with the Dales Heating and Air sideline report. And with me now, I have Randy Christensen. He's the Spartan Youth Football Director. Thank you so much for being with us today.
You bet, you bet.
It's great to have you here. You obviously do a lot out in the community here. I'm sure you're a familiar face. But this is actually Spartan Youth Football Night. Tell me about the importance of that.
Well, it's about bringing the kids together with the varsity, because a number of the varsity players have been a part of this, our youth program, and it's a chance for our youth to be a part of what it's going to be like when they get to high school.
That's so exciting, and we saw them out a little bit earlier warming up with the high school athletes.
They did the Spartan Jacks with the high school, which is a big thrill for them, along with creating the tunnel, and that's what it's all about for these youth kids, to be out here with the varsity players.
Absolutely, and obviously it's a lot of football, which is great, and teaching those kids at a young age, but I'm sure it's a lot more than that, just developmentally.
Yeah, it's not only about football, but it's about being part of a team and having that commitment to being there for one another and supporting one another from that standpoint.
Absolutely, such a great program. Thank you so much for being with us.
Absolutely, thank you.
We appreciate it, and let's head back to the game.
Thank you very much, Ellen, as Chauncey Cannon and Trayvon Harper back deep for Memorials. They look to answer the early strike by the Lancers. And got to say, Mark, what an impressive drive for La Follette to start things off.
It certainly was, Rich. And
as it's actually going to be Cam Marshall who's going to take the kickoff and actually finding some daylight down the left sideline, still moving his feet as he's across midfield. Has a couple of blockers. Marshall still going. One man to beat. He will do it. Cam Marshall takes it all the way back for a touchdown, and boy, was that ever needed for the Spartans.
They got to be feeling really good about themselves. It was a short kick, so they didn't have a lot of yards to travel down, but he picked it up and followed blocking all the way down that back sideline. And again, that was one of those plays maybe earlier in the season. He would have stepped out of bounds or got tackled or tripped up, but he was able to capitalize on it and see if that can spark the Spartan offense and defense.
Cam Marshall, just a sophomore, but an impressive return. Lots of speed and good patience to follow his blocking for a "you move me" touchdown. And after the opening drive by La Follette, what an answer from the Spartans as they get a big special teams play. Extra point attempt now on the way. That looks good. It is good. Our brand new score, La Follette 8, Memorial 7 here in a fast-paced first quarter. We will be right back as you are watching the Madtown Bowl on 57 Sports. Hey, friends and family mobile plans from Cricket Wireless. 5 lines for just $100 a month. Switch to Cricket and get more for less. 8-7 our score, and we are just about 3.5 minutes into this football game. This is the fastest start we've had so far this season.
Interesting, Rich. We didn't see La Follette kick the extra point. They went for 2.
And that's the difference right now as another wobbly kick, but this time slipping down is Gilchrist Keenitz, excuse me, and it's going to make a long field ahead for the La Follette Lancers. So 8-7 is our score. La Follette up by a single point, and what Memorial's going to have to do is maybe just finish what they started. What I mean is it looks like their defenders were in the right place a lot of times and just couldn't make the play.
That's absolutely right, Rich, and it's we talked about it again. When the opportunity presents itself to make a play, they got to wrap up. They got to wrap up the ball, and they got to make the plays that are in front of them.
So from their own, we'll call it 12-yard line, Broughton going to hand it up the middle. Looks like Hendricks this time getting his first carry of the night and not much doing.
And, Rich, the reason I brought up that extra point was they went for 2. They didn't bring the kicking team in. Normally it's a pretty easy extra point, but I didn't see them kicking field goals or extra points in warm-up, so maybe they're not confident in their kicking game. And then on the kickoff, they don't kick it real deep and sets up the touchdown for the Spartans there, which had some fantastic blocking. So maybe that kicking game could come into play in this contest.
Boy, one of those aspects that sometimes gets too often overlooked, special teams and how important the kicking game could be. Broughton now rolling right, plenty of time, and he's going to loft it deep out there and a little too tall, intended for Anthony West, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, it was just going to be a hook route out there in the flat that Broughton was going to throw to, but he was covered, and then when he rolled out, the receiver went deep, and he just overthrew him. He was able to throw a pretty accurate ball on the run there, and that was a good effort by both quarterback and receiver on a broken play.
And a great job on the Pacific Union Financial replay, guys. Got to tell you, beautiful pictures here tonight. Remember to join the Pacific Union experience and ditch the process. See what it's like when a mortgage company puts you first. Pacific Union Financial. 3rd and long, and the momentum right now with Memorial, especially if they can get a 3 and out here. Broughton rolling right, throwing, has a man close to 1st down yardage. We'll see where the spot is. To the naked eye, looked like he was just shy as the pass was complete to Gilchrist Keenitz.
Again, didn't look like it was a planned rollout there, Rich. Looked like he got forced out of the pocket and actually delivered an accurate ball to Gilchrist Keenitz, but it looks like it's going to be just short of the 1st down.
4th and 1, and from their own 22-yard line, looks like La Follette's going to go ahead and punt this ball away. So a 3 and out after the kickoff return. And so what could have been a real, really kind of a backbreaker to start the game, kind of a drive that La Follette did, has been negated by a great special teams play and now a good defensive series from the Spartans. As a punter is Broughton, and he's going to take it himself. He's going with the fake. He reaches out. Boy, that's close.
That's definitely going to take a measurement there. Maybe he didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
It is close, and actually they're going to call it 1st down La Follette. Wow. So 4th and 1, Broughton got 1 on the fake punt on the Festival Foods 1st down, and he just barely made it.
Well, when the flanker went in motion towards that short side, and I looked back there and saw that Broughton was indeed the punter, I thought, there's a possibility he could fake this thing, but would they do it this deep in their territory? Rolled the dice by Coach Swanson there, and it pays off.
So a courageous play early on as La Follette's able to keep the drive alive, and just when you thought the Spartans were going to get the ball back in good shape, it's still La Follette football, and now Broughton has a big haul. Off to the races. At the 50, down the right sideline, at the 20, and Ray Broughton is gone. Touchdown Lancers. Wow, 77 yards.
How impressive, Rich. Again, just a base running play. Fake it to the tailback, take it right up the middle, parted like the Red Sea, and then he had the speed and the elusiveness to get to the sideline and take it to the house.
And once again, just when it looked like Memorial's going to get the ball back, rather than getting it back, Broughton gets the first down on the fake punt by maybe a half a yard and then streaks down the sideline, as you see right there, kicks the pylon into the end zone for a Lancer touchdown. And wow, what an exciting start to this Madtown Bowl.
And again, Coach Smith has to be thinking in some senses, maybe they're just a little bit snake bitten, just some unluckiness here and there on key plays that could have been made, could have had a tackle for a loss before they went down for the touchdown, almost had an interception, had a guy dead to rights in the backfield, 4th and 1 they convert, and now they could be down another touchdown here.
Going for 2 again, and a flag here, and it is the first courtesy Ford penalty flag of the night, and it comes on a 2-point conversion, and it's going to be marched off half the distance to the goal against the Spartans. Well, at least one thing, if you are Coach Smith, that he doesn't have to be upset about, it's not mental mistakes that are killing him this time. 2 weeks ago against Madison West, it was penalties, silly turnovers. Now what we're actually seeing is they're just missing. They're in the right spot, but just a little bit off.
Exactly, and some of it might be experience. They might have some younger guys out there, but they'll get it together.
So on the 2-point conversion now, it is Ben Probst, the sophomore, who is in at quarterback. He will give it up the middle to Jacob Hendricks, and he did not get there. Not even close. Nice stand for the Spartans to keep the score at 14-7. All right, let's head back down to the sidelines right now and take it away once again, guys.
We're taking another break from the Madtown Bowl for another Dale's Heating and Air sideline report. And with me now, I have Joseph King. He's the Memorial tennis coach. Thank you so much for being with us.
Glad to be here.
Now, you guys have been pretty busy. There's been a lot of new changes. You guys have some new courts, is that right?
That's correct. We finally got our courts redone. It's a little bit of a new configuration, and we're really happy with them.
That's such an exciting change. And you guys had quite a few girls out this year for tennis as well, from what I heard.
We have. We run a no-cut tennis program for both the boys and the girls program, and we have about 60 girls out for tennis this fall.
Wow, 60 girls. That's quite a bit. And 8 of those returning varsity players.
Correct. We have a lot of them back from last year. No seniors on the varsity team right now, and have a great program, and really looking forward to continuing it this year.
So what are you kind of expecting for this season to see from your athletes?
It's going to be really tough. West has a very good program. Middleton and Sun Prairie very strong, but we're trying to be in the top of the Big 8 and compete as hard as we can.
Absolutely, and we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Again, Joseph King, Memorial tennis coach, and we'll head back to the game.
And a nice job by Ellen Barrett there. Also, Ellen, nice jacket. I was told I'm not allowed to make fun of her jacket anymore, so I won't. I pay it a compliment. So a nice job by Ellen as Cam Marshall on the kickoff return. Is he going to do it again? Down the right sideline, pushed out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. That is one exciting kick returner in the young Cam Marshall.
I was just going to say that. Exciting young player, sophomore, little guy, 5'9", 155 pounds, but he knows what to do with the ball when he gets it in his hands.
So we are now just about halfway through the first quarter, and we're seeing Memorial on offense for the very first time. So we have not been able to talk about Jason Saniti at quarterback. We saw him 2 weeks ago come in relief against Madison West. He struggled last week against Verona. Let's see if the sophomore can bounce back. We do know he has a strong arm. Barrett Hackbart, the tailback behind him. And it's not going to be Hackbart, it's Sanidi keeping the ball on first down. And a good run as he is barreled over at the 20-yard line, but a 17-yard run by Sanidi and a Festival Foods first down.
We like the decision-making there by Sanidi. He had a lot of room in the alley once he had the fake in the backfield to his tailback, and he hit that hard at full speed. And like you said, Rich got 17 yards. That's exciting from the young guy.
Good start there for the Spartan offense. They have struggled so far this season, especially in first halves of games. Sanidi out of the shotgun. He's going to give it to Hackbart this time. He dodges a tackler, still on his feet, and then is driven down into the ground. Good form tackling by Liddell Cannon.
Well, like you said, Rich, Tolman was ineffective, threw a couple interceptions against West, got pulled. Sanidi went in, got his feet a little bit wet, had a chance to play extensively last week. They didn't fare so well against Middleton, but he's looking to start tough this week with a run, and we'll see if he can throw the ball well, too.
Sanidi just 3 of 17 last week and had 3 interceptions in the game. Hackbart going to try the right side. He cannot outrun Anthony West as he's driven out of bounds at the 16, another game of 2.
Well, Hackbart's more of an inside runner there. He's got decent outside speed, but he's more of a between the tackles carry there. And at some point, instead of stretching it out there, he needs to stick his foot in the ground, get north and south, and try to get up the field and get as many yards as he can.
We have not seen Arindis Vassar in yet at tailback. We are getting a look right now at Tony Guevara, number 42, who we did not see much of in the game against Madison West. 4 wide receivers for Sanidi. Big 3rd and 6 here. Looks left, throws left, has a man out on the flats near the goal line and into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans. Owen Green flashed open, and it's 6 on the pass from Sanidi to Green on a You Move Me touchdown.
Nice combination route out there. They had twins to the left. Actually, they had a 2-by-2 set spread formation. And the outside receiver just ran a curl route. They essentially used his defensive back as a screen for the slot receiver who ran a quick out. Nice, easy completion. Was able to catch the ball, turn it upfield, take it into the end zone.
And what a big moment there for Sanidi. His first touchdown pass here this season. Definitely needed for the Spartans as the extra point goes through, and we are tied. What a start to this one. 14-14, 4:50 left in the first quarter. It's the Madtown Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on 57 Sports. Student body out in force tonight. They have their Patriot kind of theme going, motif, if you will, and enjoying a great start to this one here tonight. 14-14 is our score. By the way, I want to say thank you to Brian Olson over at Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. Make sure you go to dalesheating.com to find out how you can get your dryer vents cleaned for free, putting your comfort first. That's Dale's Heating and Air. And Mark, we have not been blessed with this much firepower to start a game at any point. Last year, this year, this is pretty cool.
Takes me back to my 8-man coaching days, Rich. Oftentimes it'd be 14-14 into the first quarter on a way to a 60-50 game. And we could be on that today if these defenses can't figure this out.
Short kickoff once again and taken by the up man at about the 26, and that's where he's going to stick. Yeah, you're used to this high-scoring stuff. So 8-man football, lots of scoring. Madison Mad Dogs, indoor football, lots of scoring as well. So this is old hat for you. For me, I'm kind of excited.
Well, it's pretty simple. There have just been some big plays that we've seen tonight, with the kickoff return for the touchdown, the long run by the quarterback. Again, the short field here, the nice kickoff return again, and put him right in scoring positions, and both teams are taking advantage of the opportunities offensively that they've been given.
You saw one of our close-ups there, big number 50, Mason Saunders. Wanted to make sure to give a shout-out to his parents who are in the audience tonight. They grabbed me and said, make sure you mention Mason's name. So I did. There you go. As it gives going to be up the middle to Jacob Hendricks. Hendricks has yet to get it going here tonight. Not much there for him on first down.
Well, that Spartan defense playing inspired now. They feel a little mojo here. Hopefully, a spark from their special teams and offense will rub off on that defense, and they were able to chop down that La Follette Lancers offensive line and not allow any yardage on a running play there.
Big thing now is for them to contain the big plays. A 77-yard touchdown by Ray Broughton, also a 35-yard run by Kavion James Ragland that led to another touchdown, and now Ben Probst in there. He also has big play ability. Running right, the sophomore looking, he is going to keep it and run out of bounds after another short gain. So 3rd and long.
Well, that was a designed rollout to the right. The Spartan defensive backs did a great job covering their receivers. Nobody was open. And then when Ray pulled the ball down to run, they came up and made the tackle and forced him out for only a 1-yard gain. Nice job by the Spartan defense.
There, thanks to Blowing Smoke Barbecue, they brought us a tailgating show. Blowing Smoke Barbecue in Waunakee, specializing in great dining service and catering for parties large and small. Kansas City Barbecue, straight from them to you. 3rd and 9 here. Probe stays in at quarterback, looking left, throws left, has a man out in the flats, and it's going to be 1st down yardage for Kavion James Ragland on the pass from Probst. And he just did get past the marker. At least it seems that way. Well, this might be closer than I thought.
Interesting. Probst is a sophomore. He's 6 foot, 170 pounds. They have him in the game right now. He's got a few throws on the year, but Ray Broughton's their leader out there. And I don't know if he's got dinged up on that run or if he just needed a breather with the long runs that he's had tonight.
Well, let's see what we got here as they bring the sticks out. Boy, I thought he had it easily, but we can't see on this near sideline. It kind of turns all green because of the Spartans that are there, and I could not tell exactly who was or where he stepped out of bounds. By the way, we had 4 touchdowns so far tonight. They are all You Move Me touchdowns. You Move Me, your local full-service movers whose mission is to move you, not just your boxes. You Move Me makes moving almost fun, and he did indeed get the 1st down, so I'm 1 for 1 tonight. I'm calling those.
So we'll see. We're looking right at Coach Swanson for La Follette Lancers. He's got both quarterbacks flanked by his sides, and we'll see what he's going to do, which one he's going to go with.
Yeah, he mixes it up a little bit tonight. I was told that, and it seems like so far whichever number he's calling, they are doing one heck of a job. 6 first downs already for La Follette.
I might smell a double pass coming up.
Ooh. Coach is calling it right here as the ball near midfield or getting closer that way, kind of in the area for something like that. The give is going to be to Broughton on the jet sweep, and Broughton going nowhere fast. In fact, he is dropped for a big loss on 1st down.
Obviously, at the high school level, Rich, a lot of times you put your best athlete at quarterback, and you saw that long run with Broughton earlier. He can get outside with his speed. He can run with a little bit of power in between the tackles there. And once in a while, you get a little fancy, you want to use him on the jet sweep. I bet you they have a pass coming off of that with him as well. Maybe they're setting that up. But sometimes you don't want to overthink it and just get the ball into your playmaker's hands.
And interesting is the La Follette coaches are sitting right in front of us. They use the iPads to go ahead and figure everything out. They got someone taking the pictures on the sideline, the videos, they send them up to the box. Great stuff to see what will work and what won't as Probst. A nice job of buying time and then finding a receiver on the far sideline as the pass was caught out there by number 19, that's Charlie Kunkel, and it got back that loss of yardage and a couple more.
Exactly right, Rich. He got forced rolling right, had a lot of pressure in his face, but was able to deliver an accurate pass to make a 3rd down and manageable with 3rd and 8 here, as opposed to if he would have just thrown it away or ran out of bounds, it would have been 3rd and 15.
Between the two quarterbacks, they have been accurate, at least throwing the ball tonight. 4 of 6 so far throwing the football, just shy of 50 yards. 3rd and 8, Probst pump fakes and then throws it long, and it's picked off. Intended on the play for Gilchrist Keenitz, and it was stolen out there, and a nice job defensively by Henry Moore.
And as you see a lot of teams do, they run the bubble to set up the bubble and go. So that means the inside receiver runs kind of a wheel route. You fake the pass to the bubble and try to hit a big home run over the top. But like you said, Henry Moore did a great job reading that pass. It was slightly underthrown, and Moore was able to jump up and get it. And another turnover for Spartan defense.
Wow, what a great job on the slow-mo replay right there as you got to see the catch by Henry Moore. And this time, it's an opportunity that didn't fall through the cracks for the Spartans. Let's see now if they could capitalize in a big way. From the 40-yard line of the Lancers, shotgun it's going to be the quarterback Sanidi once again, and he has success once again doing that little read option, running left 11 yards and a first down.
Exact same play they ran on the first time they had the ball, Rich, and again, they get a first down with it. So somebody on the outside of that La Folla Lancer defense has to stay home and play contain on the quarterback.
Boy, the Spartans have been up to the challenge so far here tonight. They do not look like an 0-3 football team playing here tonight. They're playing inspired, they're playing loose, and Coach Smith actually seemed loose before the game as well. That might be rubbing off on his players. 1st and 10 as Vassar, check that, Guevara is going to get his first carry, and instead we have a courtesy Ford penalty flag, and it's going to be offsides going against the Lancers.
Looked like the Spartans moved there, but apparently it was the Lancers. My eyes must be getting bad. But as you mentioned, Rich, Coach Smith talked about paring down his offense a little bit and making things a little easier so the Spartan offense could focus on things that they can do well at, and I think he's found a few things here tonight.
Absolutely. This is the best we've seen the Spartans play all season long, and getting some good play from their quarterback in Jason Sanidi, and we'll see if he can keep that going in what has been a very exciting and energy-filled first quarter. It's going to be 1st and 5 now. Guevara still the back, and just like that, the Spartans go ahead and give it back on a false start.
Well, you saw the linebacker creeping up into the A-gap there, and the guard got a little happy and tried to just jump slightly offsides there. You got to hold your water and wait for the snap count, obviously, young man, and don't get to the kitchen too quick.
Hold your water and don't get to the kitchen too quick.
Got to wait till Mom calls you for dinner.
Wow. You're full of colloquialisms here this evening. Full of something. 1st and 10. Coach calling it out tonight as Sanidi out of the shotgun, and the give is straight up the middle. Guevara gets a first down and more down to the 10-yard line, 19 yards, and a Festival Foods first down.
I'm filled with Chick-fil-A chicken.
That's what it is.
But again, Rich, that's the exact same play they ran on the first down on their first play, except that time they gave the ball to the tailback there. So everybody started to go with the quarterback, thinking he was going to keep the ball, and it just opened wide up in the middle for the back to get a big gainer there.
And speaking of Chick-fil-A, our thanks to them for keeping us fed here this evening. Great chicken sandwiches, fries, cookies, fantastic stuff. So thank you, Chick-fil-A. Eat more chicken. 1st down and 10 and straight up the middle. What's going? Guevara reaches out. Looks like he was just shy of the goal line, but a good, strong run as you could actually get a first down before a touchdown. I think he got it at about the half-yard line.
I was going to mention that, Rich. There's a little bit of space there, about a little less than a yard, where they can indeed get a first down before a touchdown, but they're not worried about the first down. They want to score.
Oh, they're actually going to call it a 10-yard run, I guess, but it's just shy of the first down. Sanidi will take it himself, plunges over. Is he in? Touchdown, Spartans. A "You Moved Me" touchdown as Jason Sanidi just took it himself, and the Spartans have their first lead of the night.
Well, that was nothing too crazy there, just what a lot of times you call a zero wedge or quarterback sneak on the goose. Get right up in there, get behind your big uglies, and plow forward for the touchdown.
We talked about that goose last year. That's a fun thing to call it. I like that. Extra point on the way. That looks good. It is. Memorial leads 21-14 over La Follette, as we'll be back for more here from Mansfield Stadium on 57 Sports. Another gorgeous night for football here in Madison. I tell you what, we have had the best run of Friday nights that I can remember. No rain, no wind, no real cold, no hot, humid stuff. It has been gorgeous every single Friday night, and hopefully you're enjoying the sights and sounds of this one here tonight. And what's not to enjoy? 35 points so far here combined in the first quarter as the Spartans have their first lead at 21-14, and a real short kick as the up man lost it. That's a free ball and a fight for it right now. The Spartans think they have it. No signal yet. And they do. Spartan football, another huge special teams play, the third of the night for the Spartans.
Well, we talked about the Spartans where they snake bitten, and it looked like early on they were. Dropped an interception, but they've capitalized on a lot of opportunities that they've had here in this first quarter still, Rich. And they're able to get the ball back and put more points on the board, and they got their momentum for sure.
Wow, how many big plays have we seen here in this first quarter, from the long Broughton touchdown run to the Cam Marshall kick return for a touchdown, another Cam Marshall kick return. Then, the Spartans answering back, getting this kick. So many huge plays here in this first quarter. It has been a lot of fun, and I think we started it all with the pregame show here tonight, which was brought to us by 10 Pin Alley. They offer more than just bowling. 10 Pin Alley in Fitchburg. Let the good times roll. And as they're rolling, we will also take a look at the plays of the game a little bit later on. They're brought to us by Jacobson Brothers. Jake's Brats are made by hand right here in Madison with fresh ground meats, herbs, and spices. Better than grocery store brats. Jacobson Brothers, we'll see you at the counter. 1st and 10 for the Spartans from the 31-yard line of the Lancers. It is the third drive here in the first quarter that is starting in Lancer territory. Speaking of big plays, I was remiss to mention the interception that happened, and now another pass out in the flats. Sanidi on target once again as he finds Elliott Grays on first down.
Well, a little bit of a mental mistake on that kick return by the Lancers. The ball was bobbled initially, and then the return man tried to pick it up. He should have just fell right on top of it, and instead he tried to scoop it. Spartans were there to hit him and end up recovering the ball there. So sometimes you just got to take what you can get and fall on the ball.
Yeah, sometimes that emotion can get the better of you. You want to make a play, and before you know it, something bad has happened. So basically the second turnover of this first quarter for the Lancers. 2nd and 5 for Sanidi to give up the middle, as reaching out with that is Jeremiah Jordan. We did not see him against West, but he has been getting some carries lately, and he picks up 3 on 2nd down. That's our final play of the first quarter. An amazing first quarter. Best of the year so far. Memorial leads La Follette 21-14 at the 2017 Madtown Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on 57 Sports. (21-14) our score here in the Madtown Bowl on a gorgeous Wisconsin night for football, along with former Badger quarterback Mark Martinez. I am Rich Reynolds, happy to bring you this one here tonight. And Mark, that first quarter alone had a game's worth of highlights.
It certainly did. 21-14 after one quarter. The interesting thing, Rich, is that two teams here, one's 3-0, the other's 0-3, but the body language on the Spartans, who are 0-3, is looking very positive, and the La Follette Lancers got their heads down. They still got a lot of game left to play.
Good call. Inspired play so far tonight by the Spartans. 3rd and 2 right now for Coach Smith and Memorial, and a big gain up the middle and a touchdown for Jeremiah Jordan, as that opened up like the parting of the Red Sea on a You Move Me touchdown, and all the momentum is with Big Green right now.
Well, when the first guy that touches you is the safety 20 yards down the field, you know your O-line did a great job opening up the hole there. Like you said, open like the parting of the Red Sea. But again, that Lancer defense got caught flat-footed, and the momentum is certainly on the Spartan side.
Amazing start to this game for the Spartans after being down 7-0 and seemingly blitzed early. They have been able to fight back and take a 2-touchdown lead. 28-14 is our brand new scores. We'll take a look at the Pacific Union Financial replay here as Jeremiah Jordan crashes into the end zone, and what a great job up front by his blockers, and he's able to dive in easily. And wow, this is by far the best stretch of football we've seen for Memorial this season. We did not see this team like this 2 weeks ago.
No, we didn't. And like Coach Smith said, he pared things down. He made things a little bit easier, got them to focus on things that they knew they could do well. And oftentimes at the beginning of the season, Rich, you got all of August to prepare. You're putting in and installing so much of your offense, just trying to get it all in. And sometimes you could overwhelm, especially the kids that maybe aren't used to the Friday night lights. It could be just too much for them to digest. And he's really taken that, pared it down, and got them to do some really good things here. They haven't done anything fancy. Inside run, an outside run, a couple of out routes throwing the ball, and then some big special teams play and defensive turnovers. And next thing you know, the 0-3 team is up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, before the kickoff, let's send it back down to Ellen Barrett on the sidelines.
We're taking a break from the Madtown Bowl for another Dale's Heating and Air sideline report. And we have got some rowdy Madison Memorial seniors with us. Will, you're becoming a regular.
I'm famous now.
You're practically famous. You're going to like take my job or something. And who else do we have with us?
My name is Bridget Hogan.
Awesome.
Caitlin Murphy.
Now you guys are all decked out. You guys have a huge student section tonight. Tell me a little bit about your theme and how you guys come up with those.
Well, we have a Twitter poll, like we said last week. And this week we didn't have a Twitter poll because it's close to 9/11, so we wanted to be USA to just show some respect. So that's what we did. And everybody showed out, so it's good, yeah.
That's awesome, and that's really cool. Obviously, you guys have a lot of fun, but also kind of on a serious note, too. That's awesome that you guys kind of came together and did that. Now, being seniors, obviously football is such a big deal. It's so much fun. What are you guys looking forward to most this football season?
We are looking forward to just really improving on, like, just coming together as a team and as, like, a school as all together. Like, even though we've had our losses, we're just coming back and we're all just having a good time and just being together and not letting it, like, bring us down as, like, a school, you know? Yeah. Even though we didn't start off too well, but we're doing good now. Like, we're up 28-14.
I love it. You guys have such great spirit. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm sure we'll see you again soon. You're coming back, right?
I hope so.
We'll head back to the game.
And a good job down there by Ellen Barrett as James Ragland, a gain of 4 on first down as La Follette with the ball at about their own 35-yard line gives straight up the middle to Hendricks. Jacob Hendricks has not been able to get it going here tonight. Another short gain, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
This Lancer offense doesn't have to get away from what they've been doing all season. We talked about at the beginning of the game, which this Lancer offense has been pretty balanced, running and passing. They just need to stick with what got them here, what got them to 3-0, and not panic. There's plenty of game left here to get right back into this, even yet in the first half.
Kind of surprising that they're down by 2 touchdowns. A lot of this has happened since Broughton has touched the ball last. So with the way that the Spartans scored and then got the kickoff back, been a lot of momentum on their sideline, and now a 3rd down pass, and it's going to be close, real close to first down yardage, although it looks like they're going to mark the receiver just shy of the first down as the pass was completed out to Jaden Nix.
Well, the Lancers went for it on 4th, or actually when they were going to punt the ball and tried to go for it, didn't make it. We'll see. Oh, they got the first down right here. I'm 0-2 for the night.
Oh, check that. So it was real close. It looked like the official on the far sideline had it short. They actually put the marker on the 4 and gave us a 4th down indication, but it is first down yardage and a Festival Foods first down for the Lancers, their 7th of the night. La Follette again coming into this game 3-0. They won at Janesville Craig last 2 games at home. They blanked Parker 30-0. Last week got a bit of a scare from Beloit Memorial after being up big 28-6 at the half. It finished close at 36-34. A win for the Lancers. Broughton now trying the left side. Not much there. This Spartan defense has really gotten a lot tougher than what we saw in the first couple series.
Got to secure that edge on that replay. You have to stay with your assignment, whether you're inside the tackle there and you're reading the running back, and you got to have edge contain as well for that quarterback keep. And that's for both defenses that we're seeing the success running the ball for the Spartans. The Lancers had it earlier here. Spartan defense seemed to shore things up a little bit.
Just a gain of a yard for Broughton. So far 6 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown for Ray tonight. Second down now, receiver in motion coming to the near side is West. As Broughton looks at him, then throws over the middle and nearly picked off on the play as cutting in front of the pass was Ty Matthews.
Great defensive effort there in the right place again. But that's one where it's a hard ball coming at you really fast. They can't really expect him to make that catch too often. But if he does, he's got a lot of green grass in front of him.
Absolutely. As a good job, again, by the Memorial coaching staff of getting the guys in the right place. They've been in the right place all night long. The first couple of series, they couldn't make the plays. The last couple, they have done so and then some. So it's another 3rd and long now for the Lancers. All of a sudden, they have been stymied on offense. 21 unanswered Spartans points as Broughton trying to change that trend here, and his pass too tall just through the outstretched arms of Case McCutcheon.
It's a good job of Broughton get outside the pocket, throwing a relatively accurate ball on the run. Receiver might have been a yard short, but it would have given him a chance to potentially go for a 4th and 1 right at the 50-yard line.
McCutcheon, one of the leading receivers on the season, but could not haul that in as it would have been good for first down yardage. Going to bring up 4th down. Broughton is back to punt. Last time that he did this, he faked it and got it, but that was just 1 yard that he needed. He needs 9. Now he's going to punt, and wow, almost blocked, but instead he got bowled over by Matthews, and that is going to be at least a roughing penalty.
Yep.
It is roughing the kicker, right, instead of running into. So 15 yards on that one, and is going to be a first down after the penalty. And Matthews, I don't know how he missed blocking that punt.
It looked like he had him dead to rights, not only for the block of the punt there, but if they block the punt, what could the Spartans do with that ball then? But this is going to go in favor of the Lancers and give them a first down and see if they can get their offense back running.
Big 15 yards here, and if this game does start to turn, mark that play down because the Spartans are going to get the ball back up 14, having scored 21 straight points, all the momentum in the world, and instead the ball goes back over to the Lancers. Not only back to them, but they're in Spartan territory. 28-14, our score. 3 wide receivers to the right for Broughton. And he's going to give up the middle. This time Hendricks getting his first good yardage of the night on a gain of about 6 on first down.
Hendricks dodging traffic there just on a straight dive play, seeing what he could get there. If his foot doesn't come out from under him on the wet grass, he might still be running, but he did a good job avoiding the Spartan defenders and getting them in a good manageable 2nd and 5.
This game last year was over at La Follette, a 21-20 win for the Spartans. It was their first win of the year. Teams, again, with identical records, 0-3, 3-0. That's how it was last year. As quarterback Jason Saniti checks in, he's the defensive end for the Spartans here on the near side on 2nd down and 5. And movement before the snap, and it looks like the Spartans might have jumped.
And everybody always comments, how can the guys closest to the ball be the ones that jump off sides? And it's because they're also closest to the quarterback who's using a hard count, and they're the ones that are going to be most influenced by that.
That's about the best explanation I think I've ever got of that. No one ever explains it like that, but it's absolutely true. And actually, that penalty is going to result in another Festival Foods first down, the 2nd in a row by penalty for the Lancers, who are marching now as they are getting deeper and deeper into Spartan territory. And more pre-snap movement. And I'm not sure who's the guilty party here this time.
I think that one's on the Lancers.
It is, yep. They're going to march La Follette back. It is their 2nd penalty of the night for 10 yards and another courtesy Ford flag. By the way, courtesy Ford in Sauk Prairie, they are your new truck destination at Courtesy Ford. It's courtesy that counts. We haven't had a sack yet. By the way, if we would, it would be a Green Bay Packers give back sack. Our thanks to the Pack for giving back. Broughton's going to keep the football and breaks the tackle, dodges another, goes down on a gain of 7.
Well, Broad ran into a wall of men right there. You have 325-pound defensive tackle for the Spartans, Joseph Watson, wrestling with the Lancers offensive lineman. The center, actually, Tyler Sugden, who goes 5'10", 300 pounds himself, ran into the back of them, couldn't find any room, and took it to the outside by himself.
2nd down and 9. Our thanks to Super Trooper Motors. They sponsor our scoreboard. Get a $10 oil change or a new used car at Super Trooper Motors. Gives to James Ragland as he barrels ahead. Well, maybe give him 5 more, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Those inside runs have been working pretty well for the Lancers there. They're just the quick hitters, whether it's just a dive or a quick inside trap game where Ragland just get vertical and get his shoulders going north and south and get 5 or 6 yards.
Big 3rd down coming up here, although I got a feeling that even if the Lancers don't get it on 3rd down, they're going to be going for it on 4th down, as they're at the 27-yard line right now of the Spartans. Give's going to be to James Ragland. 1st down and more, as a nice job by the tailback to spin forward up ahead of the 20 and pick up a Festival Foods 1st down.
Great vision by Ragland there, Rich. He didn't have anything going on the front side of that play. Defense kind of over pursued. He just stuck his foot in the ground, cut to the right, and was able to scamper there through the line for 1st down.
Already 10 1st downs on the night for the Lancers as the ball rests just outside of the red zone. So a drive that has been helped by a couple of penalties here, including a roughing the kicker penalty that kept the drive alive. The Lancers looking to get back into this football game. Broughton's going to take it up the middle, flashes the speed, and picks up a 1st down and goal to go.
Well, Broughton is their 2nd leading rusher. Obviously, you've seen Ragland and his skill in between the tackles with his quickness and power. But Broughton is able to move the ball as well with his feet. We saw it on the long run there, and that time he just fakes it to Ragland. The defense starts to key on him, opens up some running lanes for the quarterback.
Broughton now over the century mark, 107 yards on 8 carries for the quarterback. That, of course, was aided by his 77-yard touchdown scamper. 1st and goal from the 8. The give to Hendricks up the middle. Check that. It looks like James Ragland, is it? Let me see. That is James Ragland. And not much there. Good job defensively. Ty Matthews comes in to clean it up.
Nice job filling in the hole, the linebacker there. The defensive linemen are taking up some of those blockers, which means the linebackers have to come in and fill the hole and clean up there. And Ty Matthews, like his namesake, the Matthews, certainly did.
James Ragland, 75 yards on 9 carries so far tonight. A lot of success on the ground in the 1st half here for the Lancers. Looking to make it a 1-score game here on 2nd down. Broughton looks right, has plenty of time. Now rolls. Has a man on him. It is Sanidi. He dropped the ball. Sanidi stripped the ball away from Broughton, but he fell back on it. And what a serendipitous bounce of the pigskin for Broughton. There was nothing but Spartans around him.
There was nothing but green around the ball there. The green grass and 3 green jerseys there. Broughton did a great job scooping that ball back up after it landed on the ground. A little bit of trying to do too much there. Obviously, he's trying to make something happen, but you got to be careful and protect the ball.
All you coaches love ball security, don't you?
High and tight. Hang on to that thing.
No doubt. So 3rd and goal to goal. The ball's going to be at the 11-yard line for Broughton and company. We'll see if he can make a play here. Right now, this might be 4-down territory for La Follette. 2 chances to get it in from the 11. Broughton almost drew a man offside once again. And we do have a timeout called by Coach Swanson and the Lancers. Let's take it with them. It is a you break, I fix timeout. 3:56 left till halftime. 28-14 Spartans on 57 Sports. Our thanks to Monona Bank. They're not just your neighborhood bank, they're your neighbors. Monona Bank, today's mortgage rates, true mobile banking, community involvement. 28-14 a 2-touchdown lead for the Spartans in jeopardy here on this long drive by the Lancers. And big play coming up here. 3rd and goal, ball at the 11. After using a timeout, Broughton going to the end zone, lofts it up, and it is picked off in the end zone. Arindis Vassar with the 3rd turnover of the half for the Lancers, the 2nd interception, and good coverage by Vassar to pick that ball off.
Well, the Lancers went with a 3-by-1 look. Trips to the left to the wide side, one receiver to the right, who essentially just ran a fade route to the back pylon. Broughton threw the ball up there, but it was a little short. And like you said, Vassar did a great job, went and high-pointed the ball, intercepted in the end zone, and the Spartans get the ball back again.
It seemed like that fade was run to the near side, the strong side, if you will. Is it more effective sometimes to run that to the weak side, give your guy a little bit more time to run under a ball that you kind of got to drop into the bucket?
That's a pretty good thought, Rich, because it's a short side of the field, but you might want to put one of your tallest receivers out there and not get any safety help on the single side.
There you go. So 1st down and 10 from the 20 now for Memorial. Lots of momentum for him as they give us to Guevara, and he's going to bowl his way ahead for a couple of yards.
Spartans got to be feeling pretty good about themselves. Probably one of the best halves of football they've played, not only this year, but maybe the last couple of years here, putting up 28 points on a 3-0 Spartan team. We talked about it at the top of the show, Rich, 3-0 team versus 0-3, intra-city rivalry. You can throw the records out, and the Spartans are sort of playing like that.
Absolutely. They are stepping up tonight. Shades of 2015 for Coach Smith and the Spartans. 2nd down, and the pitch out in space and gaining some yardage. First carry of the night for Drew Palmer. And we are seeing a bevy of tailbacks here this evening for Coach Smith and the Spartans.
I think his offense hadn't got any identity this year so far. So they're just trying to put guys out there who can make some plays. Maybe they're giving them some opportunities, not only in practice, but in games, and saying, if you can make some plays, you can continue to earn playing time. And I'm sure we'll see 32 out there with the ball again.
Drew Palmer, a 5'8", 200-pound senior on 3rd down and short. We'll call it 3rd and 3 here tonight. He's going to get the ball once again straight ahead, trying to move the pile. It's almost there. And finally the ball blown dead, but it is right near the marker as he had to get it just past the 30-yard line, and it's going to be close. We'll see where they spot it. It's just shy.
As long as that ball touches that white line, because they start the ball on the 20 with the touchback, it would be a 1st down. It looks like they're
just shy. Yeah, you don't even need, like you said, you don't even need to bring out the marker to do that. So, all right, 4th down coming up from the Spartans. We will have it when we get back. This is the Madtown Bowl, and this is 57 Sports. That is a fired-up Madison Memorial sideline, and why not? Starting the season 0-3, blown out last week against Verona, blown out in week 1 against Middleton. This is now a fired-up bunch looking for their first win of the season, and Coach Smith faced with a little bit of a dilemma here. 4th down and inches with 2:11 left until halftime. Do you go for it here, Coach?
They got all the momentum in the world. They're up by 2 touchdowns here. It looked like they had their punt team out initially, but he's going to go for it now, and I can't blame him.
Big play. Inches to get. Can the Spartans get there? Sanidi barking out signals. He might be trying to draw him off sides. He was, and he'll call a timeout. And you have a full complement of timeouts, so why not try that if you're Coach Smith? See if you can get a free 1st down. They can't. We'll probably see the punt team come on then. By the way, want to let you know that halftime coming up. It's brought to us by Midwest Engine Services. Stick around for the Midwest Engine Services halftime show. We'll do that and more after this break. A You Break, I Fix break here on 57 Sports. Well, we thought Coach Smith would think that discretion's the better part of valor and punt this ball away after trying to draw the foul at offsides. He's saying, not so fast. I think I'm going to go for it. He sends his quarterback back out there. And we'll see if the Spartans actually will run a play from scrimmage. They do. Quarterback sneaks. Sanidi is close. I can't say that he got it. We are really near that line, and all he had to do was break the line.
He had an
get it to
initial
the
surge
30
there, Rich, but then the defensive linebackers filled, and he did not make it.
Wow, no need to measure here. They marked the ball shy of the first down as you look at the push by the defensive line of the Lancers. And man, oh man, I tell you what, this could really turn momentum back around if the Lancers can punch it in here with the final 2 minutes.
You know, that's one of those plays where you go, if you make that there, oh, what a gutsy call by the coach. And if you don't, everybody's going, what the heck were you doing? You know, sometimes you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I can't fault the coach for going that there. His team is feeling the momentum. They put it in your players' hands to make it 2 inches in front of you, and give your players a shot. He gave them a shot at least.
He did. They're 0-3. Now it's up to the defense to try and pick up Coach Smith here as Broughton is going to keep the ball, and he's not getting very far. I tell you, the defense tonight for the Spartans, after that initial drive and that big run by Broughton, they have not given up much easily here tonight.
They're starting to key on their reads, stay assignment sure, cover their gaps from the defensive linemen and linebackers fill, and they're able to control Broughton in the last couple of carries.
Lancers have a 2nd and 9 as the pass out to West. That might have even been a lateral. He's still moving, but a flag is thrown here, and we might have had a clip, block in the back, something like that, I believe, as West is stopped and a courtesy Ford flag is down.
That was interesting. Obviously, it looked like the play let up, or maybe there was an early whistle there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why West stopped running. That didn't make a whole lot of sense, but we'll see what the call is here as the ref's trying to sort this out right now. I'm not sure what happened.
Might be an inadvertent whistle, and if that's the case, they might replay that down altogether.
Good look at our stripes tonight as you also take a look at the laundry that's littering the field here tonight. Good crowd on hand as well as they keep filing into Mansfield Stadium, and why not? Absolutely gorgeous weather, good football game. We've had nothing but action so far here tonight, and we appreciate you watching, as hopefully you have been all season long. We've had quite a good time bringing all these games here to you. And remember, stick around. We got the halftime show coming up presented by Midwest Engine Services, and hopefully we have a call coming up here soon by our officials. I'm not sure what the heck's going on.
Trying to read some lips here on the head official here, and I'm looking for inadvertent. I figure I could see, but I can't make out what he's saying to Coach Smith yet.
And now there's some pointing going on, and I think they finally have this sorted out. I think Coach Smith said, send him back, and they're marching off a penalty now. They are. It's a holding call. After all of that, it's a hold, Mark.
Interesting.
You would think that'd be easier to call. So there was a holding call
first, and then
an inadvertent whistle.
So then the play counts to the point that the whistle stopped the action. So the penalty happened before the inadvertent whistle.
Okay.
So they marked that off.
Wow, I'm not sure that I would be all that satisfied if I was Coach Swanson on the other side. But that's how it's going to go. I guess it wouldn't have mattered even if West ran it in for a touchdown at that point. It was going to be brought back anyway. So nothing that could have happened on that play would have been good, as Mason Saunders is being walked off the field with a little bit of an injury tonight. Hopefully he's all right.
I'll have to check the rule book, but it was my understanding that any inadvertent whistle in the middle of a play halts the play altogether. And I'm not sure why the penalty would count. I'll have to consult that big, thick play rule book.
There you go. Yeah, and there's so many rules, and hopefully they just get it right. That's what you hope for the officials right now, as Coach Swanson's out there trying to get an explanation. I don't blame him. Holding's going to stand, and his team's got a long way to go now. Second down, and we'll call it 17, as after that mess, we're finally going to go back to some live action here. Broughton stays in at quarterback, has 4 wide receivers, 3 of them split out up top. Looking left, Broughton now running out of time. A flag is thrown as the heave down the sidelines, incomplete. The intended receiver on the play was Charlie Kunkel. He went up high for it, looked like he had his hands on it. But another courtesy Ford flag and another 10 yards or so going to be marched off against La Follette for another hold.
So again, second and long there. The defensive line knows they're most likely going to throw the ball, so they pin their ears back to get after Broughton. He didn't have a lot of time to throw it, just arched back and threw it. And while those guys were coming after him, one of them got held.
Well, so far, after the 4th and inches that the Spartans didn't make, at least Coach Smith is saying, you know what, I trust my defense, and his defense is saying, thanks for trusting us, Coach. We're going to earn it. And they are, because they are pushing La Follette back on this drive. That's all the Lancers have done, is gone backwards.
It's going to be 2nd and 33.
Wow. The Lancers aren't even in Spartan territory anymore, as they got the ball at the 29-yard line of Memorial. And since that time, they've gone back 24 yards. And 2nd down and 33. That's not good. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for that. We'll see what the Lancers do here with just over a minute left until halftime. Their offense has been stagnant here in the second quarter. Broughton rolling right, looking for something. Going to try and run it as he goes out of bounds near the 50-yard line. And I think they stopped the clock. Nope. The referee kept it going. And I doubt the Lancers are going to use their final timeout here.
You know, there's not a lot of plays in the playbook for that, Rich, but there are some. I mean, you got a screen, you got a draw, you got some short crossing routes underneath just to try to get back 10, 15 yards there. Instead, they sent everybody deep there. Broughton had nowhere to go with the ball.
Let's see what Broughton can do on this play. 3rd down, 30-something. Broughton a fake. Now he's going to run it up the middle. Good yardage as he takes it up to the 40-yard line, as he's able to pick up 10 yards on the play. But that is going to bring up 4th down and probably the last play of the first half. I think the only one that would stop the clock now would be Memorial, but let's see.
I think they'll take a timeout, one last play, throw it into the end zone. Hail Mary.
That's what La Follette's going to do. So, all right, timeout La Follette. Some of the Spartan players are running for the locker room, and they're a little premature in doing that. I'm not sure why they took off. The clock never hit 0. But they were running. They got to come on back, as it looks like La Follette did take a timeout. And so, okay, Hail Mary time. Is that what you do here, Coach?
That's all you can do. You know, if you got a big, tall receiver, give him a shot to go up and get it. Put 3 guys, 4 guys to one side. What a lot of teams just call 9.99 go. And a 9's a go route, a streak. Let them all go. Hopefully you get enough time for Broughton to throw the ball up before that defensive line can get back to him.
This has been a first half of big plays. 2 interceptions in the first half. Memorial intercepting Broughton twice. Also a kickoff that was bobbled for La Follette that Memorial recovered. All of that has turned out to be good things for the Spartans as they lead at 28-14. I think when we total them up, La Follette's going to have a lot more rushing yards here in the first half, maybe more total yards. But it's not reflected on the scoreboard because of the turnovers that happened in the first half, as they're finally starting to go the Spartans' way. Final play here in the first half. Broughton deep drop, and he will let it fly. Hail Mary time and incomplete, as the intended receiver was West, and that'll do it for our first half. An exciting one to say the least. The Spartans are out in front 28-14 as it is time now for the Midwest Engine Services halftime show. Take it away, ladies.
Thanks, guys. And we have some phenomenal guests coming up during the Midwest Engine and Automotive Service halftime show, don't we, Emily?
We do. We are having a great time out here. We're going to talk to both teams' cheer squad,
Awesome.
La Follette and Memorial, both teams' ADs, athletic directors, and both teams' principals. So we're really excited.
Perfect.
So yeah, Midwest Engine and Automotive Services halftime show. Got a lot of great guests lined up and a lot of great interviews.
Super excited. You're not going to want to miss it, so please stay with us. Welcome back to the Midwest Engine and Automotive Services halftime show. With me now, I have Madison Memorial Cheer. Thank you guys so much for being with us. And you guys are all seniors, so super excited to have you guys here. Now, school's just started for you guys. How would you say your practices kind of changed now that you guys are in school and obviously performing at different events like this?
I mean, we definitely focus more on games and events and like focusing on sharpening up our motions and making sure our cheers look good instead of just drills and conditioning like most of the summer we do.
Very cool, very cool. And you guys do so many things too, and you're such a unique team. What would you say makes you guys so unique and maybe sets you apart from different teams?
So recently we just got 2 sets of twins, which is pretty cool and interesting. So we have one set of girl twins, and then we have another set of guy twins. Yeah, we're the twins.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool and definitely very unique as well. And now all of you being seniors, what would you guys say you kind of want your legacy to be? Obviously being your senior year, it's a really big deal, but kind of leaving the team, how do you guys want to leave that? I don't know which one of you wants to take that question. You guys want to go for it?
I would say that like we kind of want to leave it with like a positive attitude and like hope that the future team kind of like also build that spirit that we have for the past couple of years.
That's a great answer. And on that note, you guys want to leave us with a quick cheer? Awesome.
Here we go, Spartans! Here we go! Here we go, Spartans! Here we go!
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much. And stay tuned. We've got more coming up from the Midwest Automotive and Services halftime show right after this. Welcome back to the Midwest Engine and Automotive Services halftime show. And with me now, we have the La Follette Cheer Seniors. We've got the whole gang here of the senior crew. And you guys have been really preparing for different competitions coming up. I'm sure it takes a lot of practice, especially now that you guys are in the regular school year. How do you guys prepare?
Well, considering that our varsity competition team has placed third at state the past 2 years, we need more tumbling on our team to be on the first place level. So our cheerleaders are taking tumbling classes starting now, so we can be prepared in January when like our competitions start.
That is so cool, and you guys all take this very seriously. Most of you guys have actually been on the varsity team all 4 years, and all of you have been on the competing team, which is super exciting. What does that add to your team?
We're all just like really connected and like we love each other. We've been together for 3 and 4 years, so.
And now, obviously, again, being seniors, this is a big deal. Your senior year, you guys are competing, but you're also kind of helping the underclassmen and kind of what you guys are going to leave behind. What goes into creating that legacy?
We just hope to leave our Lancer legacy behind and the hard work and the dedication that it actually takes. And we hope that more people take advantage of our cheer program and the benefits that come with it.
Now, with that being said, you guys want to leave us with a quick cheer? On the spot? Whatever you guys want to do. Surprise us.
Let's go, Big Red! Let's go, Big Red!
This is the Midwest Engine Services and Automotive Halftime Show. Stay with us, and we've got more coming up after this.
Hi, and welcome back to the Midwest Engine Services and Automotive Repair Halftime Show. We are so happy to be here. We're watching some great football, and here I have with me the La Follette principal, Sean Storch. Thank you for being with me today.
Great to be here.
You having fun tonight?
We're having a blast.
Fabulous. This is a great game. We're having fun watching. So quickly, how long have you been principal of La Follette, Sean?
It's my third year as principal of La Follette. I was a teacher there beforehand, and I graduated from La Follette, so it's my alma mater.
Oh my goodness, I just got shivers. That's really heartwarming. I'm not kidding. That's really great. I'm sure that makes your job so important to you and to the school community and the family, is just to know that you've been in it to win it.
Yes, I bleed cardinal and gray.
That's fantastic. So how'd the first week of school go for you?
Fantastic. Our ninth graders had the first day all alone. Our upperclassmen, 11th and 12th graders, did a fantastic job. They're called our Pride Guides. I'd like to shout out to Kit Lively and Kelly Ferguson for helping us lead that.
Fabulous. Kit and Kelly, shout out from Principal Sean. And lastly, so you had a student-athlete family night recently. What were the topics you talked about? Tell me about that.
We talk about how important it is to achieve 3 goals. Number 1 is to believe in yourself, because there's going to be ups and downs, just like tonight. You never know how it's going to end. If you believe in yourself and you work hard and never give up, you're going to see it to the end, and you're going to come out a winner. And finally, we focus on 3.0 GPA. We want our kids to aim high, 3.0 or better, and all of our student athletes have that goal in mind.
That's fantastic. You got to keep those athletes focused on school, man. Thank you, Sean Storch. Again, this was our Midwest Engine Service and Automotive Services halftime show, and we'll see you more after the break. Back to you guys. Hi, and welcome back to the Midwest Engine and Automotive Services halftime show. Having a great time here out at the football game. I am so pleased to have with me Jay Affelt. This is the principal for Memorial. Jay, thanks for being with me today.
Yeah, thanks, and welcome to the game.
Thank you. We're having fun. You having fun?
Yeah, we're having a blast. It's a great night for football.
Absolutely. The weather's holding out. We didn't get rained on. It's lovely. So tell me quickly, how long have you been principal at Memorial?
This is my 4th year as a head principal, my 19th at the school. Started as a teacher and just kind of worked my way up the ladder. And I graduated from here back in 1991, so it means a lot to be the principal for sure.
That is so, that's just heartwarming. That's so special to see people that start at a school, teach at a school, and then essentially hold the school together as principal. That's wonderful. Good for you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Absolutely. So tell me, how's the first week of school going for you?
We had a great first week. I love the energy. Our staff came back last week and getting everything ready, and now to finally have over 2,000 kids streaming in the building is it's just a blast. And you know, the building gets kind of lonely over the summer, and to finally have everybody back and all the voices and all the energy, we know our teachers are working really hard to connect with kids and help everybody build strong relationships. It's been a fun week.
That's amazing. And everybody out there that thinks that the staff of school has the summer off, that's not true. I know that you all work all summer.
Yeah, pretty much a year-round thing, making everything that we do better during the summer.
Absolutely. And now this first week here, you're having a youth night. Now, what does that mean? Tell me about that. What does that mean for the school and the community?
Yeah, we know that to kind of build on our traditions and keep our school community strong, we always reach out to our feeder program and connect with our elementary kids and our middle school kids, and invite everybody here tonight as part of Youth Night to welcome all of our future Spartans and really help build that school identity when they're young, and we want them to be able to visualize themselves as high school students and eventually graduates.
That's really important. Guide the way, right? Yeah. Thank you so much for the interview. Thanks for being with us tonight. Again, this is the Midwest Engine and Automotive Services halftime show. Back to you.
This is the Midwest Engine and Automotive Services halftime show, and I just snagged some La Follette seniors. You guys are having so much fun tonight. You've got your student section right behind us. Tell me a little bit about your theme. Who wants to jump in?
All right. So our theme's for one of our students that passed away unexpectedly on Sunday in a car accident, Michael Neal. So he was a cross-country runner, so we're doing marathon out to show support.
That's so awesome, and what a great theme. That is so cool that you guys all came together. Are all of you guys seniors as well?
Yeah.
So obviously being your senior year, football is such a big part of everything that you guys do. What are you guys the most excited for this football season? Who wants to take it?
I'm not taking it. I'll take it. The hype plays, the huge tackles, the amazing snags, and crossing people up.
Highlight reels.
Highlight reels, all the highlight reels. Anthony over everyone, just catching easy.
You guys have so much excitement. I love it. And before we go, do you guys want to do a quick cheer? Maybe one of your favorite from your student section? All right, give it to us. Here we go, everybody.
Yeah, can we do our student section?
If you want to holler at them. It's getting wild here with the Midwest Engine Services and Automotive Services halftime show. They're going to leave us with a cheer, and we'll be right back to the game.
In the National League Central Division race, the Mets are beating the Reds 5-0 in the 8th.
Good.
The Pirates are losing to...
Rich Reynolds along with former Badger quarterback Mark Martinez back out at Mansfield Stadium. It is the second half of the Madtown Bowl straight ahead. First, I want to give you some first half numbers, and maybe, Mark, I'll quiz you on it. If I told you one team's got 252 yards, the other has 116 total yards, who do you would think had the 252?
Well, we got 3-0 and 0-3 here, but the way you're wording that, Rich, I'm going to go with the Spartans at 0-3 are way ahead in yardage.
You would think that, and you'd be incorrect. 252 yards in the first half for the Lancers, 116 for Memorial. Memorial leads 28-14. What a difference turnovers and special teams can make.
Now that I think about that, you're right. They had the long kickoff return for a touchdown. They had another big kick return. They got the ball on their side of the field. They had the turnover. They had the stop on the punt, the punt fake that the Lancers went for. So all their scoring has been done down in their own end zone. They haven't had to use up a lot of yards.
Lots of short fields tonight for Memorial. Lots of turnovers has helped. 3-0 in the turnover battle. You know, coaches talk about it all the time. Turnovers. You hear it so much you think it's trite, cliche, overused. Well, it's not. I mean,
it's not.
It's more than double the yardage in the first half for La Follette, and they're down by double the points. So turnovers is everything, actually.
At every level of football, high school, college, pro, if you add everything in aggregate together.
And looking for one here are the Lancers. They try an onside kick to start the second half, and that does not go well for Coach Swanson as the Lancers. A good job of settling in on the football by Memorial as Quan Lewis, check that, it's 88, thought it was 18, it's 88. Logan Yonku is there, and Memorial gets a big break here as they will start their first drive of the second half in excellent field position.
We had a late penalty come in, Rich. I'm not quite sure what it was, but I think one of the Lancer players may have been jawing with a Spartan player, and the referee didn't like that.
Wow, add insult to injury then for the Lancers as they'll march off 15 yards into Lancer territory. And I tell you once again, we're just talking about the yardage here. The Spartans are working with the short field. Once again, they're going to be right at about the 35, 36-yard line of La Follette to start the second half.
And that's not a turnover, but it's like a big kick return. What I was saying earlier in the onset, statistically speaking, when you are +2 on the turnover side, your percentage of winning is 80%, and that's across the board, high school, college, and in the NFL.
Special teams and turnovers, the difference so far in the game tonight. And now Memorial looking to keep up the pressure on the Lancers. Saniti barking out the signals, had 2 completions in the first half, gets a third one here. A quick hitter out to Mike Cerniglia. Cerniglia gets his first catch of the night. Their leading receiver goes for a good gain on first down.
It's interesting how much the kicking game has played into this night so far, Rich, because we saw after the Lancers scored their first touchdown, they went for 2. They don't have a field goal kicker, apparently. They don't have a kickoff specialist, and it's really impacted not only special teams, but they were in field goal range a couple times, too, that they could have got points on, and they went for it.
Yeah, that third phase of the game, so important. It's called football for a reason. You got to use your feet there sometimes, as another pre-snap penalty and a false start. Got to march off 5 yards against the Spartans. Spartans tonight doing a lot better job penalty-wise. That's just their 4th flag for 30 yards. The last time we saw them against Madison West, it was double-digit infractions.
Well, and if you can keep the quantity of penalties down as well as the type of penalties, you can handle a couple 5-yarders every once in a while, a holding penalty for 10. But when you get those 10 and 15-yarders consistently, they back you up, and those are really hard to overcome.
Jeremiah Jordan, the tailback, behind Sanidi on 2nd and long now. All of a sudden, it's going to be Jordan draw play, and that was red from the beginning and blown up by the Lancers, knifing through number 25, Peter Conley, and now it's going to be 3rd and forever for the Spartans.
Conley's a good-looking linebacker, 6'2", 225 pounds, just came in there in his run fit and made a tackle in the backfield for that Lancer defense.
Lancers are going to need something to go their way. They tried to get the momentum back with an onside kick to start the second half. That didn't go well. 15-yard penalty. Now they need something positive here defensively. 3rd and long for the Spartans. Blitz coming this time. Sanidi's got to move his feet, rolling right, throws long, and is it complete? Ball was knocked around, touched the ground, incomplete. A fight down there by number 14, Sam Schmidt of the Lancers, and Trayvon Harper for the Spartans were trying to gain position and get that football, but it hit the ground, and it's 4th down.
Harper did a great job trying to come back for that ball. It just hit the grass. Otherwise, he would have had that for a big first down for the Spartans. Made a heck of an effort there.
Almost a Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl-like catch for Harper, if you will, but instead, 4th down. I can't believe it. Last night in watching the Patriots game, they were showing that play, and I still can't believe he caught that football.
He got his hands underneath there,
yeah,
and it was interesting that finally in the Super Bowl, an incredible catch went their way for once.
No doubt after the Giants had it, and now a bobbled snap, and there's the break that LaFollette needed to get back into this football game, as it looked like a pretty decent snap back to Mateo Mora, and he bobbled it onto the ground. He dove on it, which was probably the best thing to do, and now the Lancers have the football in good shape.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. The kid is out there doing the best that he can, and for some reason, he just bobbles and drops it. And the Lancers get great field position almost at midfield here.
So 1st and 10, just shy of the midfield stripe at the 48-yard line, and we'll see what the Lancers can do on their first drive of the second half and what adjustments Coach Swanson was able to make at halftime with his group. It's going to be Broughton who's going to take it himself. He's across midfield and is pushed out of bounds, escorted out at about the 48 on a gain of 4.
Yeah, if the Lancers offense is going to get going again, and like you said, Rich, at the beginning of the second half here, that they had piled up a number of yards, just not a lot of points on the scoreboard for their efforts. They're going to have to get Broughton going and Ragland, kind of that 1-2 punch out of the backfield, and pick and choose their throwing spots.
Yeah, unbelievably, 203 yards on the ground for the Lancers in the first half, and they're behind by 2 touchdowns on the scoreboard, so you don't see that very often. Broughton was the leading rusher for him, 12 carries, 118 yards for Broughton in half number 1. Gives it up to Hendricks. Good gain as he knifes ahead for a first down near the 40-yard line. Our first Festival Foods first down of the second half.
Well, 2 of those carries chewed up half of those total yards, Rich. One by Broughton, one by Ragland, the 70-70-yard touchdown run by Ray, and there was a 35-yard run that Ragdale had there in the first half. So 2 of those runs accounted for half of their total rushing yards, and they got to get back to some of those big game breakers to get back on the scoreboard.
Ball at the 41-yard line. Jacob Hendricks is the back right near Broughton there. Broughton, though, is going to keep it himself. Uses good speed to bolt ahead to about the 37-yard line. Let's give him 4 on first down.
And Broughton's a junior, 6 foot, 170 pounds, but he runs with more power than that. He tries to get his shoulders going north and south, which you like to see, and he's not afraid to lower the boom on some people.
Indeed. By the way, once again, a big thank you to A-1 Furniture and Mattress for being our presenting sponsor of the Bowl Series. Yes, A-1 Furniture and Mattress, your premier mattress and furniture store. Second down, Broughton's going to take it again. Nowhere to go this time. Once again, very strong defensive front put on by the Spartans, and it's Jason Sanidi with the tackle.
Quarterback tackling the quarterback. You got to love to see that. Sanidi's going in there playing defensive end. Not the biggest guy in the world at DN, but was unblocked there. Just went down, crashed in on, and made the tackle on Broughton.
Boy, with a roster this size, you wouldn't expect to see the quarterback playing both ways, but Sanidi is doing it and doing it effectively here tonight for the green of Memorial. Third and long now. Broughton has time in the pocket, now being chased. Rolling left, he's going to keep the ball, breaks the tackle, and he's near first down yardage as he's able to tip down the left sideline and pushed out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark that football.
I think he's going to be significantly short here. A good 2 yards
right,
to go for the first down. Without much of a kicking game, certainly out of field goal range anyway. I could see the Lancers going for it here, trying to hang on to the ball to get this first down.
16 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown for Ray as 4th down and 2. Coach Swanson will indeed roll the dice from the 34-yard line of the Spartans as the crowd starts to come alive here a little bit right now, making some noise. Big play here early on, second half. Broughton with time, rolling right. Evades a rusher, still looking for someone to throw it to. Throws long, tipped away. As the Spartans hold once again, Arindis Vassar has been doing the job out there on the corner. He's had an interception and now a big pass breakup.
That looked like kind of a backyard play there. Just let the quarterback roll out there, try to get it if he can. If he can't, throw it up there. But, you know, you only got 2 yards to go. You could do some crossing routes, some underneath, something into the flat, a quick hitting pass just to get the couple yards you need and keep the sticks moving.
Didn't happen that time, so let's send it down for another Dale's Heating and Air sideline report.
We're taking a break from the game with another Dale's Heating and Air sideline report. And with me now, I have Jeremy Schlitz. He's the Madison Memorial Athletic Director. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, and thank you for having us. We always have such a great time here. And now, obviously, school has started for all of these kids. Does that kind of have a big dynamic change as far as sports goes and probably the energy that's probably at school during this time?
Yeah, I mean, the energy's awesome, but also, you know, in terms of schedules, all of a sudden their day gets a lot busier and they're learning their time management skills and getting used to it and getting into the swing of things and hopefully hitting the ground running so they get a good start to the school year.
Absolutely, and kind of going off of that topic, kind of give us an overview of everything that's going on right now with Madison Memorial as far as other sports go.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've got 8 other sports besides the football game that you're covering tonight, and everybody's had some contests in, and really happy with our early performances, and it'll go quick, but we've still got a lot of season left.
Absolutely. Jeremy, thank you so much for being with us. We certainly appreciate it. And we'll head back to the game. Thanks so much.
And heading back at the right time is Drew Palmer with a huge run inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. A pickup on the play of 38 yards for Palmer.
Peter Conley for the Lancer defense eventually tracked him down. He was caught up with the offensive lineman, but turned around and chased after the running back there and prevented him from scoring a touchdown. Nice hustle there, but a great run by the Spartan. Great job blocking by the Spartan offensive line.
And unfortunately, it looks like there is a flag down on the play, a courtesy Ford. Penalty flag is way back at the 42-yard line of the Spartans, and it might negate a 38-yard run, and it will. As they're going to march this. What was the call here? Unsportsmanlike conduct. All right, well, it's still going to be a first down run then. Give Palmer 38. He has 3 carries for 46 yards. It is a Festival Foods first down and a 15-yard penalty against the Spartans. So I'm not sure, maybe taunting, maybe a little bit of celebration. Spartans starting to feel pretty good about themselves. Not sure what it was, but anyways, it's 15 against Memorial, pushes him back to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 there. And the give is going to be once again to Palmer. Palmer this time just back to the line of scrimmage.
He was tackled there by 26 KVN James Ragland, who plays outside linebacker for the Lancers. He's also their tailback, too, who was interesting, not in on the last Lancer offensive possession, didn't get a carry there. And so that Spartan defense was able to key on Broughton. I think he needs to get back in that backfield for the Lancers and run the ball a little more.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success when they've had them back there together as a tandem, and we haven't seen much otherwise from the Lancers as far as being able to sustain drives successfully without those two back there together. So a whistle right before the snap, and it is a false start going against the Spartans. Already their 3rd penalty here in the second half.
You see both teams kind of inconsistent here to start this second half. That first half seemed like there were a lot of big plays. Both offenses seemed to get it going. Defenses were making some plays, a lot of points on the scoreboard. To the start of the second half so far, it's been a little bit inconsistent on both sides of the ball for each team.
Big thank you to Dale Hicks at Courtesy Ford, who brings us those Courtesy Ford penalty flags. Courtesy Ford, your new truck destination in Sauk Prairie. 2nd and 15 now. Sanidi play action, being chased, moves ahead in the pocket, throws it long, has a man wide open. It's Harper, and it was just through his fingers at about the 14-yard line. Great job by Sanidi to evade pressure, move up, and a long throw, but Harper backpedaling, couldn't bring it in.
Well, Sanidi wished he would have put a little bit more mustard on that ball because this guy was completely wide open. But 14's got to stick his foot in the ground, come back and get that ball and make the catch. Don't let your momentum pull you away from the ball there.
Would have been a huge play for the Spartans, maybe even a touchdown. Instead now they are faced with a long 3rd and 15. Very deep zone for La Follette right now as Sanidi rolling right. And does he have his intended receiver? He does not. The ball hits the ground as he was looking for Cam Marshall on the near side. It's going to bring up 4th down and punting time for Memorial.
So LaFollette's got to feel pretty good about that with the Spartans in their side of the field. The Lancers hold them to a punt when they're way down at the close to the 30-yard line, what seemed like they're in scoring range again. And to force them to punt here has to feel pretty good.
The last punt did not go well for Mora, who was unable to corral the snap. Let's see if he does a little bit better this time. The Lancers have 2 men back to receive as a high end over end kick is going to bounce at the 23 and roll dead at about the 22-yard line. All right, let's head back down for another sideline report with Ellen and Emily.
Taking another break from the game with another Dale's Heating and Air sideline report, and we've been hijacked. Bruce the Spartan has hijacked the sideline report. I think he's taken over. Emily, you're getting kicked
I don't know
off.
what's going on here. Like, the role reversal has just really got me at a loss. I don't know.
Bruce, you are such a character, though. You have been having so much fun over there on the sidelines. I want to know, what do you do? What are your moves to get people pumped up? I think we need a lesson. What can we do on TV to get people pumped up at home?
Copy it.
All right, Bruce. Go, Emily. I think we're having a disco off. Is that what's happening? Who's winning? I don't know. You guys at home be the judge.
Yeah,
but we're
take care
here
of
at the
business.
Madtown Bowl. Bruce the Spartan, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks,
Always
Bruce.
a pleasure. Good to see you. And we'll head back to the game.
By the way, Emily now a redhead as the hair matches the jacket for her. Redheads have more fun. I guess blondes do too, so Ellen seemed to be having a good time down there as well. Nice job by the ladies as Hendricks on the carry picks up 5 on 1st down, 2nd down and 5. Another give inside to Hendricks. He's getting a heavy workload now as, check that, that's James Ragland, and he'll have a Festival Foods 1st down as he picks up 6.
They got him back in the ballgame, back at tailback. He's gotten the last 2 balls again. And he's made 1st down yardage for the Lancers here on 2 consecutive runs. So we'll see if they continue to give him the ball. Again, that 1-2 punch with him on the inside, and then the quarterback, Ray Broughton, keeping it after a fake was working for them really well in the first half, and they need to get back to that.
Probst now in at quarterback for the Lancers. First down, Probst dropping back, has a man out in the flats. Strike thrown to Kunkel, who makes his second catch of the night.
So it's obvious that Probst is probably their more consistent throwing quarterback, your typical pocket passer. Maybe he can deliver the ball a little bit more consistently from the pocket. And Broughton's your kid who can throw the ball, but can do so on the run too and make some things happen with his feet.
Thank you to Cricket Wireless for keeping us on the air tonight. Cricket Wireless, get 5 lines for $100 a month. Switch to Cricket and get more for less. Second, and we'll call it 4. And it's a quarterback shuffle right now as Broughton is back into the game. They run that option. Broughton's going to keep it himself, bounce it outside, has first down yardage and more as he breaks the tackle and crosses the midfield stripe up to the 48-yard line. 13 yards for Broughton and a first.
And that's when this Lancer offense is at its best, is when they're mixing it up with the inside run with Ragland, the option read game with Broughton, and then throwing some accurate passes, bringing in the backup Probst to throw the ball occasionally.
So LaFolle, it's been a long time since they've scored. Way back in the first half of the first quarter was their last touchdown. They were up 14-7 at one point in this game, and it's been 21 unanswered points for Memorial, and it's been a while since the Lancers have sniffed pay dirt. So trying to get it done on this drive. Probst now is back in as Coach Swanson continues to shuffle quarterbacks back and forth. Probst a little too tall for his intended receiver. Second down.
So roll out to the short side of the field. I understand why you want to get your quarterback on the move. Maybe your offensive line isn't making the perfect pocket that you want, but you really cut off almost a third to 2/3 of the field by rolling right, and you only had 1 or 2 options over there. Neither were open, so it's kind of a lost play there, rolling to the short side of the field.
Probst is going to stay into the game right now. As all of our sideline reports, by the way, tonight brought to us by Dale's Heating and Air. Not a big use for the heat or the air conditioning here tonight. Gorgeous hoodie weather. On 2nd and 10, Probst is going to keep it, and he has some yardage up ahead near the 40-yard line, and it's going to make it 3rd and short, so a nice decision that time by the sophomore quarterback.
That was, and that's an interesting setup there because he faked it to the tailback and then just followed him through the potential hole right there and had a nice little 8-yard gain.
Probst had 1 completion last week. It went for 51 yards and a touchdown. So he does have big play capability with the arm. We just saw some of it with his feet as well. 3rd and 2, and it looks like the Spartans were drawn offside. And there's been flags aplenty against Memorial here in the second half.
Jeremiah Jordan, number 6 from the Spartan defense, just got a little bit too excited, listening to the snap count, trying to anticipate some things on his run blitz, and got caught way deep in the backfield of the Lancers.
7th penalty for 55 yards tonight for the Memorial Spartans, and it's going to give a fresh set of downs over to the Lancers. Probst stays in, up the middle, James Ragland, big gainer as he hits to the 20-yard line, 21 yards. Check that, it's actually 16 yards and a first.
Well, you see Ragland come up hobbling a little bit. I like that kid. He runs the ball well between the tackles. Maybe that's why he's been on the sideline. His ankle might be a little bit dinged up here, but he's an exciting player when he gets the ball in between the tackles and scoots through those holes.
Yeah, he's now over 100 yards, 12 carries, 102 for Kevion James Ragland. Play action, pass out in the flat to West, complete. Makes one man miss and nearly got through. An ankle tackle saved a touchdown there as the tackle was made. And let's see, that was number 12 out there. I believe Henry Moore that got him. And otherwise, West is in for a touchdown. As it stands, it goes for 15 yards.
Well, Coach Swanson is feeling pretty good about Probst in there. He's delivering accurate balls to his receivers right about now, mixing it up with the run really well, and knocking on the doorstep of the goal line here.
Yeah, the offense seems energized for the Lancers right now with Probst in there. 1st and goal, ball on the 4. Probst is going to keep it straight up the middle and gets to about the 2 on another one of those option plays.
Just following the big uglies again, riding the tailback and then following him and the fullback through the hole and seeing if you can get more hats on defenders there and squirt through there for a touchdown. But the Spartan defense wasn't fooled there and able to cover up for a short gain.
Hey, do you like barbecue? Do you love barbecue? I think we all do, right? If you love barbecue, go to Blow and Smoke Barbecue in Wanakee. Try the burnt ends. I mean, it's like meat candy. Fantastic. Big thank you to Blow and Smoke Barbecue in Wanakee. 2nd and goal to go now from the 2. And Broughton is in there at quarterback. He is going to drive ahead. No signal yet. There it is. Touchdown, Lancers. A You Moved Me touchdown. And it is now a 1-score game after a nice drive that La Follette really, really needed.
They certainly did. They did a great job mixing it up on that long touchdown drive that they had there, the La Follette Lancer offense. And you got to give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Again, we don't say all their names. They don't get all the publicity, but they're opening holes. They're protecting the quarterback, and they're making that Lancer offense move formidably up and down the field here, just like they did that first quarter.
79-yard drive in just under 5 minutes for the Lancer offense, and they are within a score. They are going 4-2 as they are known to do. Broughton is in there. Hendricks is the back. Broughton trying to get away. Evades one tackle with a stiff arm and trying to get into the end zone. And it looks like he got there. Did he lose the ball? The conversion's no good. There is a flag, though, down, and I'm not sure what the call's going to be here, but I think it might go against the Lancers because the Spartans coaching staff is saying, come on over.
Looked like as Broughton was rolling to the right, there was a holding penalty there on the Lancers trying to contain that defensive end from coming across to get him. But even still, he wouldn't have made it to the end zone. He kind of chucked the ball down there out of bounds before he got shoved out of bounds.
So the 2-point conversion is no good. 28-20 is our new score. We'll be back for more from the Madtown Bowl here on 57 Sports. You having fun down there, Brennan? We're on a roll, man. Not Colton. That's not enough. Yeah, Colton. Sure, why not? I think we're good. The Lancers finally end a long drought of scoring after leading 14-7. It was 28 unanswered from the Spartans, but a touchdown, 2-point conversion, no good, and we're at 28-20 with 90 ticks left in the third quarter as a straight-on kick bouncing down to about the 12-yard line and fielded there, and a fumble, and it goes to the Lancers. How about that? The first turnover of the game for the Spartans couldn't have come at a worse time as Chauncey Cannon coughed it up.
Well, that's the momentum stealer that the Lancers were looking for right there after they score a touchdown. They kick the ball. They're afraid to kick it to the other returner for the Spartans who returned a long touchdown before. So they kick it to the other guy who did a pretty good job till the very last second there when he got popped. The ball bounced on the ground, bounced right up into a Lancer hand, and they get it down to the 10-yard line.
And after all that, too, a courtesy Ford flag is on the ground as well. It's holding against the Lancers, but I'm guessing this is probably a post-possession foul, which would mean that the Lancers would hold on to the football and still be in pretty good shape here in Memorial territory.
Yep, instead of having first down at about the 10 or 11-yard line, it looks like it's going to be backed up to about the 21-yard line.
Our thanks to 10-Pin Alley. They offer more than just bowling. 10-Pin Alley in Fitchburg. Let the good times roll. Also, we got a lot of Jacobson Brothers plays of the game coming up a little bit later on. Jake's brats are made by hand right here in Madison with fresh ground meats, herbs, and spices. Better than grocery store brats. We'll see you at the counter. Jacobson Brothers. So those plays of the game, we're going to have turnovers aplenty, kick returns for touchdowns, all kinds of stuff. 77-yard touchdown runs, you name it, we got it, and still have a quarter and 1:19 to go. So good stuff here. Hopefully we're gearing up for a great finish as Broughton is in at quarterback. The ball's going to be just outside of the red zone at the 21-yard line. Do they finally have this penalty straightened out? It's been a tough second half for the referees. They've done a lot of conferring on a lot of things, and it seems like they would have these calls going a lot quicker. They've kind of slowed this thing down. 1st and 10 as Broughton's going to give to Hendricks straight ahead, and boy, he got good push from the offensive line near a first down there, and it was Hendricks just following those big guys up front.
Kind of a new school counter trap there that they ran. Give it to the fullback to the left side, but then the left guard pulls through the right side of the offensive line, and the running back just cuts back to the right side of the line, follows his big uglies up front for 9 yards and almost a first down.
So 2nd down and 1 at the 12-yard line now. And boy, this crowd has gotten very quiet as the momentum now has swung the other way. Broughton's going to pick up a first down to about the 7 or 8 yard line, make it the 7, gain of 5, 1st and goal for La Follette.
Adam Smith said, enough of that inside running. I'm bringing in my big uglies as well. So they bring in the big guy. Joseph Watson just entered the game, the 6'4", 325-pound senior defensive tackle, to see if they can slow this Lancer inside running game.
Boy, I thought we were going to have a diaper dash there as they showed the baby out on the track. Gotta love that and what's going on here tonight. We got ourselves a pretty good game, as well as a give is to James Ragland inside the 5 down to about the 3, a pickup of 4, and what is going to be our final play of the 3rd quarter. So we'll have the diaper dash and the dash to the finish. The 4th quarter straight ahead of the Madtown Bowl, presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on 57 Sports.
Taking a break from the action here, the sideline report by Dale's Heating and Air Conditioning. Talking now with Bill Teagham here from Little Stroke Swim Academy. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, so always good to see you. You know, for people who aren't familiar with Little Strokes, what is it? What do you do? All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, basically it's simple. We teach swim lessons to kids of all ages, some adults, but it's a competitive competitive swimming swim lessons based program. So we teach the four competitive strokes from day one. We teach butterfly and breaststroke to 2 and 3 year olds, and it's awesome.
Yeah, get them ahead of the game. And we talked off air. You're a big supporter of high school athletics and game action that we're here tonight for. So what kind of stuff else are you also involved in?
Little Strokes has been really involved in anything school related in the area. We sponsor anything from fun runs to silent auctions in the community because it's a no-brainer. It's a win for everybody. It's a win for the schools. And it's a win for us because people realize that we're being a part of the community, and so it's good just to support this stuff in general. I think it's good for everybody. So
we'll talk to you in a little bit. So back to the football action with the Dale's Air and Heating Conditioning sideline report.
And thank you so much, Eric Rogers down on the sideline, making me feel underdressed up here in the press box. It's former Badger quarterback Mark Martinez. I am Rich Reynolds, and it is a big 3rd down coming up for the Lancers right now. 3rd and goal from the 5. Mark, what are you dialing up here?
Well, certainly 4-down territory here. They don't have much for a kicking game here, and they want to get a touchdown in. I'm running the ball with Ray. I'm faking it to my back, and I'm having Broughton try to get me into the end zone.
Spartan defense spread out here. Ray is thinking option, and before the snap, a whistle, and a timeout. Why don't we take it along with them? It is a you break, I fix Madison timeout, and we'll come back with some very important plays. 28-20 our score in the Madtown Bowl on 57 Sports. Big thank you to Midwest Engine Services. They provide the best auto repair, brake service, transmission, and oil changes in Madison. Midwest Engine Services. Also, all of our timeouts tonight have been brought to you by You Break, I Fix. If it has a power button, they can fix it. Come in today. You Break, I Fix. Almost a full moon, and it is orange here this evening on, I don't know, is that a harvest moon? Is it too early for a harvest moon, Mark?
I don't think so, Rich. That looks incredible right over the tree line here, looking east across the Mansfield Stadium. Beautiful.
Breathtaking night here, and what a game we've had as well in the Big 8 Conference. It is Ray with the ball. He pitches it late, and being cut off before getting to the end zone is Kavion James Ragland. He is going to pick up a couple, but it's going to bring up 4th and goal to goal from about the 2-yard line.
So just before they took the timeout, they ran the option to the short side of the field, took the timeout, and they came back and ran it to the wide side. So I'm sure the Spartan defense was looking for that. They did a good job stringing Ragland out and forcing him out of bounds to the 2-yard line.
Well, let's see what Coach Swanson is going to dial up here. This is the biggest play of the game so far.
They've been doing a great job running some of that inside zone, maybe with a little trap action here, and we'll see if they go back to that.
The crowd's starting to get into it right now, and why not? Huge play, 4th and goal to go from the 2. The give is to James Ragland. He will bull ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Lancers. A You Move Me touchdown and a huge play on 4th and goal from the 2.
And that's what you call, Rich, Bob. Big on big blocking, man-to-man, right up front. Nothing fancy about it. Fullback lead, tailback follows his fullback into the line and just buries his nose and finds the end zone.
Second touchdown carry of the night for Kavion James Ragland, as he now has 16 carries for 108 yards and nothing bigger than that. So this has been a game of swings, I guess, if you will, after 28 straight points for Memorial. 14, well, check that, 12 so far here by the Lancers. They need a 2-point conversion here to get it to 14. I always want to do that multiple of 7s as a flag, and it's before the snap and a false start. And so now what would have been a 3-yard 2-point conversion attempt now moves back 5 yards.
And they had it set up, Rich. I don't know if you saw that, but they're running the jet again with the quarterback, Broughton, coming in motion, getting the jet. He was going to throw the ball back to Probst, who was wide open in that left flat. No green shirts for as far as the eye can see. And now that the Spartans are on top of that with this penalty, I doubt they'll come back to that play.
And now it's got to be something different, and now it's got to be for 8 yards here for La Follette. This did change everything for him, as it's Probst in at quarterback from the 8-yard line. Big 2-point conversion here. Probst dropping back, looking left, throws it into the end zone. It's just shy, as the 2-point conversion is no good. The pass looked like it was caught out there by Gilchrist Keenitz, but I think he was at about the 1 or so when he caught it. Conversion is no good. Another flag, okay. Missed that one, didn't see it. Another courtesy Ford flag, and we'll see what the call is. Looks like everybody's staying on the field. It's going against Memorial.
Looks like pass interference.
Wow.
On the defense. Costly penalty, going to give them half the distance, so they'll have the ball about the 4-yard line.
So this is now the 3rd try at this 2-point conversion. Any chance that you go back to the original play?
No, you don't want to go back to the well on that quarterback reverse option pass back to the quarterback here. They've seen it, they've sniffed it out. They're not going to fall victim to it again.
So a different look here now as 2 wide receivers to the near side. The give's going to be up the middle to James Ragland. He will not get there, but yet another courtesy Ford flag is thrown in, and not sure what happened there. If it was a hold, was it a face mask? Are we actually going to do this 2-point conversion
I
again?
think it was a hold, Rich, on that Lancer offensive line, which is going to make the 2-point conversion null and void. We're going to be done with this.
Well, personal foul, face mask,
you were
okay.
right.
There it is. And so now it's going to be a 2-point conversion from the 1.5-yard line, and it will be the 4th attempt at it for the Lancers, and we'll see if we can get this right. I don't think I've ever seen 4 attempts at a 2-point conversion before.
I certainly haven't, Rich, and a couple of teams here shooting themselves in the foot, not giving them a chance for success here. They both want to get off the field right about now, but somebody's got to do something right here, either the offense or the defense, and take advantage of this.
So, okay, so I guess I'm kind of confused now. So if it's a face mask, why did the ball go backwards? Ball's at the 4. I'm not sure why. All right, trying it again, and up the middle, no chance for James Ragland. That is finally the answer on the 2-point conversion. It's no good. Memorial maintains the lead. It's 28-26, and we are going to have ourselves a great finish when we get back as you're watching the Madtown Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on 57 Sports. Lancers back into this football game as you see a different kind of body language over there on the La Follette sidelines right now. And hopefully they are well fed thanks to Festival Foods. Festival Foods, it's the little things. Visit your nearest Festival Foods today. Also, we have not had a quarterback sack yet tonight. Once we do have one, it'll be brought to us by the Green Bay Packers Give Back. Yes, they are supporting Wisconsin 57 football. Thank you to the Green Bay Packers. All of our touchdowns tonight are You Move Me touchdowns. They make moving almost fun. You move me. All right, finally the kickoff after 4 attempts at that 2-point conversion. The last one finally went awry, and another good kickoff return by the Spartan special teams out ahead to about the 44-yard line as Trevon Harper, and a nice block out there by big number 83, Will Sprout, that ended up springing him.
That was about as interesting and confusing of a 2-point conversion I've ever seen, Rich. Not only with the play calling, but with the officiating as far as why that face mask wasn't marked off there. I must have to go through my rule book because I've scratched my head a couple of times with some of these calls.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Again, I'm not sure that the guys in the stripes are having the best second half of all time. It happens. They're a team too. They're going to have off nights. 1st and 10, good field position for the Spartans. Now up by just 2 as that lead has been shrinking, and Guevara chased down, try to get the edge. He will not make it there. The fleet-footed Anthony West rides him down for a loss.
And by no means am I saying the officials are wrong. I just have to bone up on my rules because some of these calls, I just, if I had to make my best guess, I would have been wrong 3 or 4 times tonight. So, again, the rule book is awful thick. There's a number of rules out there that are a little arcane and interesting, and it makes for this to be the interesting game of football that we all know.
I'll go ahead and say they're wrong, and then someone can complain about it. And tell me why. That's all right. I like being schooled. 2nd down and 12 now as they give up the middle and more loss of yardage. Kavian James Ragland comes in for the loss on the play. Check that. That's Peter Conley who was flying ahead and the loss. So now it's 3rd and a long way for the Spartans.
And can't you see the momentum turning? We saw this roller coaster in the first half where the Lancers had the momentum. Spartans stole it in the first half, and it looks like the Lancers got it back here.
3rd down, we'll call it 14. Sanidi needs to make something happen here. Still a long time to go in this football game. Blitz is coming, pressure coming as well. Sanidi rolls right, look out, he throws, and it is nearly intercepted, tipped, and through the hands of Anthony West at about the 47-yard line, and it's a 3 and out, and the ball's going back to La Follette.
Well, Steve did a good job getting out of the pocket, avoiding the rush, and actually putting a ball pretty accurately. Went through his player's hands and almost intercepted, like you said, by West there. The Lancers have to be feeling really good about going 3 and out here, forcing the Spartans to punt the ball and getting the ball back for their offense.
And another fantastic slow motion replay brought to us by Pacific Union Financial. See what it's like when a mortgage company puts you first. Pacific Union Financial. Great job by our camera team, as well as nobody back to return this punt that didn't go very far anyways. Out of bounds, marked at the 42-yard line, a net on the play of 19 yards on the punt from Mora. So La Follette set up in great field position. They've scored the last 2 touchdowns. 10 minutes left in this game's plenty of time. And we talked about Big Mo. It has swung clearly over to the far sideline and the Lancers right now.
It certainly has. And the Lancers have been able to drive the ball a long ways. We saw that in the first half and in the third quarter here. By mixing that inside run game, the outside run game, and some of those short passes, that's been their bread and butter. We'll see if they stick with it here with 10 minutes to go.
Probst is in at quarterback, out of the shotgun. Give is going to be to Kavion James Ragland. Good strong run, breaks some tackles, and plows his way ahead to the 42-yard line in a Festival Foods. First down, a gain of 16.
And just a simple, effective lead dive play there. Just get your momentum going north and south. Nothing fancy. Nobody pulling, no misdirection. Just I'm getting the ball. I'm coming right at you. You got to stop me, brother. And they couldn't stop him there.
Lots of possibilities for offensive and defensive MVPs. They are brought to us by Brunzell Lumber and Little Stroke Swim Academy. We will have the hardware to give out after the game tonight. Kavion James Ragland is hot. And why not keep riding the horse as he's near first down yardage once again on a nice strong run on first down.
Got to like Ragland. Again, he's a junior, 5'9", 185-pound, low center of gravity, is able to run with power between the tackles, and still has a little bit of scatter from left to right to make guys miss occasionally.
And an injured Spartan on the play will step aside on a you break, I fix timeout. 28-26. What a game here tonight in the Madtown Bowl on 57 Sports. All right, there's that early harvest moon that we were talking about. Great shot there by our camera team as the moon just coming up over the tree line here at beautiful Mansfield Stadium on the west side of Madison. Another gorgeous night for football here in Wisconsin. Every Friday has been fantastic so far. It is our 4th of 9, and so far the game of the year. Huge plays, lots of ebb and flow, and a 28-26 score as well. Second down and 1. Probst remains in at quarterback. As play action now, he rolls left and now trying to go back right. Lots of pressure on it. He throws it to nobody in particular, and that's going to draw a flag for intentional grounding.
Certainly is, and we've talked about it before, Rich. In high school football, there is no intentional grounding. You have to throw the ball to a receiver, even if you're outside of the pocket. If you throw the ball away, it's a penalty.
Yeah, and Probst definitely did, as he was under pressure from the get-go there, and that might have been a case where Coach Swanson got a little greedy. It's 2nd and 1. You might want to take a shot downfield. Looks like that's what they wanted to do. And instead of keeping it on the ground where they've had so much success, now it costs them. It's a big loss. It's also a loss of down, and it makes it 3rd and a real long ways coming up.
I couldn't agree with you more, Rich, but I want to say something here. You know, we talk so much about the safety of football players around the country at all levels of football. There's so much known about concussions now, but we're always trying to keep our players healthy. I don't understand at the high school level why we don't allow quarterbacks to get rid of the ball. It's a matter of safety when they're getting chased down by 3 or 4 guys that should be able to get rid of the ball.
Terrific call on that. Absolutely. Could not agree more. As a late substitution, and that's going to cost La Follette. I'm not sure why Gilchrist Keenitz was running in late off the sideline. Boy, this has gone bad here for La Follette. A 2nd and 1 at the 33-yard line. They're back in their own territory now as these courtesy Ford flags are killing them.
And this is a second drive that this has happened where they were deep inside Spartan defensive territory. It happened in the second quarter as well. And the next thing you know, instead of being in scoring range, you're at 3rd and 30 here, and you're shooting yourself in the foot multiple times. You're not giving yourself a chance to come back and take this lead.
Unfortunate set of events here for La Follette, but working out just fine for Coach Smith and his Spartans right now. 3rd down and 25. Broughton back in there at quarterback. He's going to keep it on the ground, trying to get away from a bevy of Spartans. He won't. He went nowhere on his 20th carry of the night. It's going to bring up 4th down, and the Lancers have to give the football back.
Well, the Spartan offense haven't had the ball very much in this second half. This Lancer team has controlled the clock, which is good, but in this particular possession, they went the wrong way here. So we'll see if this Lancer defense can keep playing the great defense they have in the second half and get their ball back for their offense.
Boy, straight up play tonight has been dominated by La Follette, but the Spartan special teams and a couple of fortuitous turnovers have really made the difference here tonight. And plus La Follette not being able to kick extra points, always going for 2, has really hurt them. Brought in a good deep punt back inside the 20-yard line, fielded there by Harper, and Harper now is going to get pulled down as he brings it across the 25-yard line. Check that. That was actually Vassar on the punt return. And so setting up shop there is going to be Sanidi and company. And right now the Spartans, you talked about them not having the ball a lot here in the second half. This is when they really can use a couple of first downs, eat some clock, kind of shift the field if you can, to flip the field, and get field position.
At a minimum, you want to get at least 2 first downs here. So if you do have to punt the ball, you can get the Lancers back down inside their own 20 and make them drive the length of the field to take the lead. But obviously, the Spartans would like to get their offense untracked and get on the scoreboard here in the second half yet.
So let's see what Sneedy and company can do. Good look there at the lines as they've been going at it all night long in the trenches. Sanidi looks right, finds his man as the pass is complete out into the flats to Cerniglia, his second catch of the night. Short yardage, but the clock keeps moving on first down.
We talked about these teams being 3-0 and 0-3, but if you look deeper into those numbers, Rich, you'll see that these teams are a lot closer than they appear to be. Memorial lost to Verona, West, and Middleton. Verona's 3-0, West and Middleton are 2-1.
Yeah, definitely a much tougher schedule so far for the Spartans. Second down, and the give is up the middle as Guevara is devoured quickly. He did not get back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to bring up 3rd and about 7 for the Spartans.
And then on the flip side, the 3-0 Lancers, again, you got to give them credit. They have 3 wins. But they're against Janesville Craig, Janesville Parker, and Beloit Memorial. 3 of the teams are in the bottom half of the Big 8 Conference.
And sometimes the schedule is going to work out that way. This could be a big game for the Lancers, who have a lot of tough games coming up, because if they win this one, they figure to go 4. That's their 4th win, Madison East might be the 5th win. That's a playoff berth when you could do that. 3rd down and long. Sanidi in the pocket, stands tall, fires, has his man, and a first down, but a late flag coming in. Another courtesy Ford flag, and courtesy Ford, your new truck destination, is also your penalty destination here in the second half. There's been a bunch of laundry on the field, and this time it's 10 yards against the Spartans for holding.
Untimely penalty there, again, in the spot that it was thrown in, of course. That means a holding penalty. And again, at the high school level, the holding call gets marked 10 yards from the spot of the hold. So this is actually about a 12-yard penalty, and it's going to put it at 3rd and more than close to 20 yards.
So what it means, we got about 6.5 minutes left here. The clock is going to be reset. Yep, 6:34 it stands. After the penalty, they don't run it. So the Lancers, if they hold here, should get good field position when they get the ball back. But we'll see what Sanidi and company have to say about that. Pressure now as a sophomore rolling to his left, and he is going to be sacked. It is a Green Bay Packers give back sack, our first of the night. And wow, the Spartans, where the original line of scrimmage was about the 27, end up all the way back at the 13-yard line, and they have to punt.
Well, a great job by the Lancer defense there. The Spartan offense went 2-by-2 with receivers in their spread format. The Lancer defense only sent 3 defensive linemen. They blitzed a linebacker late, but when Sanity got outside the pocket, they just pulled their linebacker that was covering the flat in the pass route, and he went and made the tackle for a loss.
4th and 25 as a couple of Lancers are back deep. The punter now is Mike Cerniglia near his goal line, and he's able to get the punt off. A short kick, bounces at about the 40, takes a Spartan bounce all the way out to midfield, and will land just on the Lancer side of things. So as it stands, that's about as good as you can expect, a 38-yard net, and you'll take that if you're Coach Smith. But with 5.5 minutes left now, the Lancers going to try and drive for the leading score. We'll see if they can do it when we get back to the Madtown Bowl on 57 Sports. Big drive coming up for the Lancers. They will start it with Probst in at quarterback. He gives it up to James Ragland. Nothing doing over the left side. Good push there by Memorial, and it was led by big number 72, Greg Lee.
So 5 minutes left in the contest, down by 2. They're at midfield, most likely 4-down territory in everything that they do. So they can just worry about getting 3, 4, 5 yard chunk yardage here, keep the sticks moving, and march towards the end zone.
5 minutes and 3 timeouts. Check that, 2 timeouts for La Follette, 3 for Memorial. The rest of the way. Broughton now in at quarterback. They run that option again. Broughton keeps it, was held up a little bit at the line of scrimmage, and then is able to fight ahead to the 45-yard line, and it's going to bring up about a 3rd and 5 from there.
Well, Swanson's done a good job of mixing his quarterbacks throughout the game. He brought in Probst early in the first half for a couple of series, just a couple of throws, and for the majority of that third quarter, Probst played quarterback, but Broughton's back there as well. Again, he's the running threat. He's your leader of your team, and between him and Ragland, we'll see if that 1-2 punch takes over on this game-important drive.
Somehow we're going to have to pick an offensive and defensive MVP as on 3rd and 5. That went nowhere. Broughton got nothing on his 22nd carry. He's got 156 yards and 2 touchdowns, but he needed 5 there, didn't get it. 4th and 5, and a huge play coming up right now for the Lancers.
Well, this will be an interesting call here. Obviously, the clock is running here. Will they punt it when they're down by 2?
Boy, and on this 4th down and 5, they bring the sophomore back in Ben Probst at quarterback. Out of the shotgun, Probst barks out the signals, drops back, has time, throws left, and it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Charlie Kunkel, and it looked like it went right through his hands out in the flats. Would have been good enough for a 1st down, but it falls incomplete, and a huge stop by the Spartan defense.
Just a good play call, got his team in position to make the 1st down, and you just got to come down with that. I know these are high school kids. They're doing the best that they can. That's just one of those plays. You got to grab that ball, secure it, get the 1st down.
So the Spartans dodge a bullet here, and now with the ball at their own 45-yard line, 3.5 minutes left. 2 timeouts for La Follette, so you got to figure about 2, maybe 3 1st downs could end the game. But 1st downs have been hard to come by for the Spartans. Yeah, they got 28 points on the board, but it's come via special teams and turnovers here tonight. And a whistle before the snap, and another flag is down, another courtesy Ford flag, as that is 5 yards going against the Spartans for delay, I believe.
That is not what you want. 3.5 minutes to go in the game. You had a receiver who was out late on the line of scrimmage. They had to wait for him to back off of that. Otherwise, they would have had an illegal formation, and it cost them 5 yards.
9th penalty against Memorial tonight. They pitch the ball, and it's on the ground to Jordan, and it looks like the Lancers have it, and they do. Unbelievable. Just a simple pitch to Jeremiah Jordan. He drops the ball, a huge turnover.
Wow. We talked to Coach Smith at the beginning of the broadcast, and he talked about making plays, being a step away. And here they are 3 minutes away from victory. They shoot themselves in the foot on the first play with a delay of game, and then they drop the ball, lay it on the turf, and the Lancers recover in prime scoring position.
Boy, these two teams love playing nail biters. It was 21-20 a year ago. We have a 2-point game right now with just over 3 minutes left. Probst is back in there at quarterback. The sophomore signal caller brings him to the line at the 32 as a little counter play to the fullback. Hendricks doesn't get much on first down.
I like the look of that play, though. They ran a couple of times straight up the gut on that last drive and had nothing going, nothing working for him. Couldn't get any push. You had the big Joseph Watson up front clogging the middle for the Spartan defense. They tried a little counter there to see if they can get something going left to right, and we'll see if they come back and fake that and maybe boot out, try to get on the edge.
7 carries, 28 yards tonight for Hendricks. 2nd down and 9. Give again up the middle to Hendricks. This time much more success as the fullback just runs a straight line for a first down and a gain of 10.
And that's been their bread and butter in the second half, which is just a lead play. Have the fullback who's just positioned about 2 yards right behind the guard center gap, and then the tailback just follows him. Again, nothing fancy about it, just a straight hitter, and they've been gouging the Spartan defense on that play.
Boy, I'm getting tense up here in the booth. I can only imagine what the players and coaches are going through. As the give goes to Hendricks again, they are riding him on this drive as it is brought down to about the 16-yard line, gain of 5.
And the clock is ticking, and that Lancer offensive line is feeling pretty good about themselves. They've been out on this field a lot, so that defensive line of the Spartans wearing down maybe just a little bit here because, like we said, the Spartan defense has been on the field, and the Lancers have been running the ball all second half on them.
Over 300 yards on the ground tonight for this Lancer offense. Inside of 2 minutes for the game. 2nd down and 5. The give again to Hendricks again. He will not get anywhere. Good defensive pressure as Henry Moore knifes through and gets the tackle.
And that was a good job of the Spartan defense stringing that play out. They pulled the backside guard and the H-back to come around to the left side to see if they could get to the edge. And that Spartan defense just contained, cut off the blocking, and able to slow them down.
Probst remains in at quarterback on this critical drive. A 2-point game, 3rd down and 4. The field goal probably not a factor as it's Kavion James Ragland, and the powerful tailback is near a first down. It's going to depend on the spot as the ball is going to be near the 12-yard line.
I'm going to say he got it. I'm like 0 for 4 on the night. I'm hoping I go 1 for 5.
I think you got this one as they are going to call for the chains here. Gives us a chance to let you know that you should check out Monona Bank. They're not just your neighborhood bank, they're your neighbors. Monona Bank, good mortgage rates, true mobile banking, community involvement, and more. So, critical drive here today. Are you surprised, Mark, that it's been Ben Probst, the sophomore, rather than Broughton behind center?
A little bit I am. You know, Broughton's the better runner of the two. They've been running the ball, but, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And if Probst is out there as a potential throwing threat, it's going to keep those exterior edge rushers and the outside linebackers to stay out on those receivers in case he throws the ball and opens up that running game up the middle.
Nothing like keeping them honest, and so it is a first down indeed. Mark, you got that one right. You've totally redeemed yourself. 1st and 10 now from the 11, so that means that the Lancers can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. They have 2 timeouts remaining as you check out the Super Trooper Motors scoreboard. That tells the tale of the game right now. Tense moments here at Mansfield Stadium. Perfect season on the line so far for the Lancers as it is Ray back with the football, and he gets it up ahead to the 10, a gain of 1, and it looks like the Lancers are going to burn the first of their 2 timeouts. You break, I fix timeout, and let's keep it here and talk a little strategy as it is going to be a 2nd and 9, a minute left. So we've seen the Lancers been able to do both. They've been able to run, they've been able to pass. They have quarterbacks that are fleet of foot. So not only, Mark, if you're coaching, what are you doing, but also who's your quarterback calling the plays for you right now?
Well, I like to roll out with my quarterback to the wide side of the field, and with that, I think Broughton's your better runner because he can tuck it down and run if nothing's there. But I tell him, make sure if you throw the ball, you put it either in his hands or in the stands. You don't throw anything up for grabs, and only your receiver can get it. And you have maybe 2 receivers rolling to your right. But just as I say that, I'm wrong because Probst is in.
Probst is back in there. Coach Swanson has a different idea. On 2nd down and 9. What a game. All the fans into the game right now. We have seen a good one. They give it straight up the middle. It is Kivion James Ragland. He fumbled the football at the 1-yard line in the end zone. It's a touchback. Oh my, the Spartans have recovered.
Unbelievable. Shades of Ernest Biner, Cleveland Browns against the Denver Broncos, I want to say 1987-88. Going into the end zone, making it to the AFC Championship game, fumbles it as he's going in, and the Broncos recover and go on to play in the Super Bowl.
Total heartache on the fumble as James Ragland lost the handle on it. It is a touchback, and it essentially ices this football game as it's 28-26, and I think all the Spartans have to do right now is take a knee because La Follette only has 1 timeout left. So 28-26, and actually I knew that the Spartans should take a knee as their coach up in the press box, I'm not sure if you could hear it, he's saying that they should take a knee, and he's not sure why they're not in the victory formation. That's the way it should be.
Great question.
As Sanidi now takes a look at the sideline, and they're going to call a timeout, and that's what the coaching staff up here in the booth wanted. I don't know why they would even think about running a play with only 1 timeout for La Follette. They can't do much. Well, we'll come back for the end of this one. 28-26 our score. It's the Madtown Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on 57 Sports. All right, back out to Mansfield Stadium for the final ticks of the clock is victory formation right now, and it's just a matter of time as
heartbreaking turn of events for sure for the Lancers. Looks like they're going in. If not a touchdown, it could have been a first down there with about 50 seconds to go on the doorstep to punch it in, and the ball gets popped loose. The next thing you know, the Spartans recover.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. Heartbreaking loss for the Lancers as they are going to drop to 3-1, and it is the first win of the season for the Spartans, a big one for them here at home as they are as excited as can be. And it was a loose bunch here tonight. Coach Smith was feeling good before the game, and it seems like he had reason to be tonight. So our final score here this evening, 28-26. Madison Memorial gets their first win of the season. We will come back. Don't go anywhere. We got our plays of the game, and we got lots of trophies to give away, including the offensive and defensive MVPs. In fact, we will start by throwing it down to Ellen and Emily right now.
Wow, what a game. Madison Memorial 28, La Follette 26. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
But we've got more coming up.
We do. We have some post-game action. Yeah, we have the Little Stroke Swim Academy Defensive MVP Player of the Game Award to give away, as well as the Brunza Lumber Offensive MVP Player of the Game Award to give away, and the Madtown Bowl Trophy to give away to the winning team. Super exciting stuff.
The coveted trophy. You're not going to want to miss it. It's all coming up right after this.
Final score 28-26 Memorial. And Mark, the offensive and defensive line of scrimmages might have been dominated by La Follette, but turnovers were the story of the night tonight.
And I mentioned that earlier. We talked about it a little bit. You get into that +2, +3 turnover margin, you're going to win a lot of football games. And this was just a tale of momentum. We saw La Follette dominate the first half of the first quarter, really, and they went up. And then the Spartans came roaring back. And the Lancers dominated this whole second half and had a chance to win it there at the end, and unfortunately coughed the ball up as they were going into the end zone.
Boy, you couldn't make this stuff up. That's what kind of game that it was tonight. Our final score 28-26. Lots more to come. Plays of the game, lots of hardware to give out. We will do that next. Here from the Madtown Bowl on 57 Sports. Welcome back out to Mansfield Stadium. 28-26 our final. First win of the year for Madison Memorial. They did it with big plays on special teams. They did it with turnovers, and they did it with some gutty defense that made plays when they needed to.
Certainly they bend, but they didn't break in that second half. The Lancers dominated the yardage, as we mentioned, but the Lancers made more turnovers. And here was a kickoff return that sparked that first half 28-point explosion.
Cam Marshall with a big one here, and then a 77-yard dash here by Ray Broughton as he really shows the Jets going down the right sideline, out racing everyone for a touchdown. There it looked like La Follette was going to roll, but Memorial answered back with 28 unanswered points, finding Green there for a touchdown, and then a touchdown dive by Sinidi, and then another big play on special teams. This time, though, it works against the Spartans as the Lancers were able to get that kickoff and bring it back near a touchdown. They would find pay dirt eventually, as Broughton here, though, was not able to make it into the end zone. That on a 2-point conversion, I believe. They did score a touchdown here by Kavion James Ragland, but then it was Ragland a little bit later on with the fumble, and that right there, the play of the game, as he was 2 yards away from pay dirt, coughed up the football, and the win goes to Memorial.
And you talk a little bit about their kicking game. They went for 2 throughout the game, and we're talking about the Lancers here. They didn't really have a field goal kicker at all. They lose by 2 points. So you wonder about those extra points that they didn't make and maybe a couple of field goal attempts that they could have tried. And that kicking game, we talked about it at the first quarter. Could have come back to play a factor in this game, and it certainly did.
It worked against them here tonight. 3-1 now are the Lancers. 1-3 are the Spartans. We'll come back here to Mansfield Stadium, give out some trophies. It was a good one here tonight. The Madtown Bowl presented by A-1 Furniture and Mattress on 57 Sports.
Welcome back to the Madtown Bowl, where Madison Memorial took La Follette, and we are handing out trophies tonight. We not only have the Madtown Bowl trophy, but first we are going to hand out our defensive MVP, and that is brought to you tonight by Little Stroke Swim Academy, and we actually have Bill with Little Stroke Swim Academy with us tonight to hand out that award.
Arenas Vassar. On behalf of Little Stroke Swim Academy, I'd like to present the Defensive Player of the Game award to you. Well deserved, buddy. Good job.
Congratulations. And we'll be back with our Offensive MVP award right after this. Welcome back to the Madtown Bowl, where Madison Memorial beat La Follette. We just gave away the Defensive MVP award, and now we are handing out the Offensive MVP award. Emily, take it away.
Hey, this Offensive MVP award is for Mr. Jason Sonetti. Good job, sir. On behalf, a sophomore, on behalf of Brunza Lumber, I'd like to present this to you for 1 running touchdown and 1 throwing touchdown. So, Jason, here you are, sir. Nice job tonight.
Congratulations, and stay tuned because we are handing out the Madtown Bowl trophy right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to the finale of the Madtown Bowl, where Madison Memorial took La Follette, and it's the moment you all have been waiting for. We have got our Madtown Bowl trophy right here, and man, is this thing heavy. We're really excited to present it to you guys tonight. Ooh, congratulations.
Congratulations, Memorial!
And now we'll hand it over to Rich and Mark to talk to Coach.
Ellen, I'm glad you're safe. Yeah. As we get a chance right now to talk to some jubilant Spartans and Coach Smith. And Coach, we talked about it before the game, how you needed some plays to go your way, that you were so close to pulling some out, and some plays finally went your way tonight. In fact, most of the big plays went your way, didn't they?
Absolutely. Our guys showed a lot of grit. We've been talking about it for weeks with the guys, and they finally got the opportunity to get over the hump, and so happy for them to be able to just to have this feeling back, and we're going to continue to build on it. It was a really gritty performance by our defense. They came through when we really needed them to, and just a great effort by all around, even by La Follette. They never gave up. We knew they wouldn't, and just continue to get after it. And I'm just really happy for our guys and our coaches.
It seemed like that first half kickoff return for a touchdown really sparked that 28-point outburst in the first half. Talk about that play and how it sparked you guys.
Well, we knew that we'd be able to get a chance. We had a bunch of I don't know if you noticed, we had 6 returners back there. And we knew any one of those guys, if they got the ball in their hands, that they could take it to the house. And Cam Marshall is a special young man, and he had some great blocking. Guys never gave up; they kept with it. We were able to get it in the house. It's our first kickoff return for a touchdown in our 3 years here. So it was a fantastic job. Huge momentum, churner for our team. And we've talked about that the special teams, that's what they can do. That's the momentum that they can bring to the game. So it was a really important play. I'm glad again. We're all able to celebrate together. Great performance by our guys and our coaches.
Great for you guys to get off the schneid. Good to see you after a victory, too. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Good luck the rest of the way, Coach.
Thanks,
We'll be checking in on you. Big win tonight for Madison Memorial. They get their first win of the year as they move to 1-3 on the season. From the Madtown Bowl, for Mark Martinez, for Eric Rogers, Ellen, Emily, all of our camera work. Brennan did a great job directing the game as well. Great job, everybody. We'll see you next time. I'm Rich Reynolds. Thanks for watching the Madtown Bowl right here on 57 Sports.
M-House.